Excuse me, you know I beg your pardon for this interruption. Now back to regularly scheduled programming.
All right. Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to session 13, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, 2nd edition. We are going to pick up here in our Fool's Landing. I will be the DM tonight. I'm Jamie, and I'm joined by 4 awesome players here tonight. If you guys could introduce yourself and your character. I'll go from left to right on my screen. And first up, we've got Adam.
Yeah, hi, I'm Adam, playing Bartholomew Adams, slightly misguided cleric of Lyra, perhaps, and he finds himself amongst new friends that he's grown close to over the last few weeks, I think, as we've forged through some trials and tribulations. So. And we're stuck deep in the city of Ravensbluff and trying to decide where we're going to go next, I think.
Yeah, and you are level 4?
I was trying to pull up my character sheet. I think I'm level 4 now.
Yeah, I want to say you're 4th level. So, you are one of the further ones along. So awesome! Good to have you. Good to have Bart here tonight. Next up on my screen, Brian. Good evening.
Yeah, evening. Howdy, Brian. Happy to be back. Thanks for having me. Playing the Savage Priestess of the Backwoods, a Bayesian of the Priory of Alana, Alana of the Forest, Goddess of the Woods, Liuana, everyone's favorite crazy little nature girl.
Awesome. Good to have you. Next up is Rodolfo.
Hi there. I'm Rodolfo. I'm from Brazil. I'm playing Ronnie, the halfling thief. Guess I'll be looking for trouble tonight. Probably messing up with the local thieves guild. Hoping they are kind to me.
We'll see. There are many things that could be going on right now, and I know everybody's got different things they're pursuing. We'll talk about that in a moment, but good to have you tonight. And then last but not least, joining us again is our good friend Luke. Good evening.
Good evening. I am Luke from England, as most of you could probably tell from my accent. Although I have got an Australian off of a few people, which surprises me. But I will be playing Vitaly Cavalis, who is a priest of home and is a half-elf from the woods nearing the former outpost of the Zentarum. And that is how my character sort of got involved with all of this, was his previous run-ins with the Zentarum.
Perfect. Yeah. So just kind of backtracking through this group, we've got 3 of you are priests. So we've got Bart, who is a 4th level. He's a human cleric. Lee is a human druid. She's 3rd level. Ronnie is our halfling thief. He is 4th level, and then Vitali is our half-elven cleric, who's 2nd level. So it's a good mix. I mean, interesting. I don't think I've ever DM'd a group where I've had 3 priests in the same party, even just by chance, you know. So I think it's really cool. Makes this group very unique. And like you said, you're all different faiths, so you have different deities that you're following, and that gives you a lot of different flavor. Of course, Brian's a druid. The other 2 are clerics, so keeps it pretty well rounded.
This is literally, a rabbi, an imam, and a priest walk into a bar.
It is exactly. In fact, I'm gonna cut over here though to this. Let me make sure this is up to date. I think I've got to add Bart
I
is
am on
down
the
here.
cusp of level 3, I believe.
4th level there. And then, okay. And you're going to be green. 2nd level. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So yeah, I think that's sort of where we're at. For those keeping track at home, we've got it's easy now. You can just look over to the left, and we've got everybody stacked over here on the left. So, good deal. Well, here's what we'll do. We'll do some recapping. I know we always do a recap, and I'll kind of throw that out there for whoever wants to do it. But before I hand it to you, I'll kind of look at the calendar for a moment together. So we are in the month of Flame Roll or Summertide. The party just reserved a room for the week, and one thing to be aware of is that a week in the Faerunian calendar is 10 days. So you have that amount of time that you've been essentially in town, taking care of different things that we'll talk about here after the recap. But would anyone like to cover what we did last session and what you recall and where we left off?
So without Chris, is that your job now, Brian? Or
I was thinking it's
whoever has the
been
best
your
memory
turn for a long, long time.
it's I gotta go back to my notes, and if I took bad notes last time, I'm not sure what I'll find. They're actually pretty sparse.
I could
from
go
We
through
went shopping.
some. I can go through some pictures and screens to help refresh the memories here too.
Because we did have some fun interaction with Bendikar's Mercantile at their shop, and
Right. So when we picked up, I think you were in the street. You were you were kind of urged to move on. Remember, from this spot, and then like you said, you headed to Bendikar's Mercantile, which was like a group of stores in Ravensbluff. Let's see.
Before that, at least my character had learned something about the lands around Ravensbluff, known as the Vast. And then, yeah, we got kicked out of the 10 Towers area. We passed a chest shop, and we found Bendikar's Mercantiles. And we went into Tevlo's Oddities. And there was some scrolls that we were looking to buy or whatever. Maybe there were some priest scrolls too. Anyway, and then once we were finished there, we moved into the Butcher and Boots. Is that what it was? I don't know. Which we bought some like rations and some normal stuff, buckets and water skins. I don't know what I think Bart bought something. And then before that, from Tevlo or whatever, we learned about Lusker and the Ravensgate south of there. And then I think we bought some pearls from him and a scroll. So we spent 225 gold pieces there, which was a lot of money. And then it was Dayflar.
The armor. Yeah.
So, yeah, my character started to really... Okay, my character made a friend with that guy. He's a friend for life for Lee, that's for sure. And in all of that, we learned about the Wizards Guild. It's near the Market District, and a Sages Guild. And we did purchase some items from Dave Falar, and he said he would... he offered to actually train my character in the use of the spear and the sling. And I'm trying to get him to help us find a NPC or two that actually has a martial background, not a man of faith like we all are. And then we went to the Luskers at Ravensgate excuse me. Maybe Adam can take over from there. We just basically moved in and ate, and I think that's almost like where we left it, was trying to figure out who was doing what. And I think you said that we automatically had second level spells if you're a priest, or your spells at second level or something. I don't know. I'm not going to say that you did that. I'm just saying what I thought you said.
Yeah, you basically had to, for the priests that needed to level up, you needed to dedicate some time to commune with your deity so that you could be granted those powers, and that's something that you all talked about doing this week.
Yep.
So, yep. So I remember.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much. You went over all the notes I had, at least, and we spent, some time at Lusker's doing some praying and reflecting, as far as the clerics go, and
Right,
and I think Ronnie had some want to do some sleuthing about, perhaps, and the rest of us were just doing shops and eating and leveling up, getting new spells, and
yeah, that sounds right. Anything else, Ronnie, you wanted to add?
We bought a lot of things. Some arrows, bow. We identified the amulet of shielding, potion for heroism, ring of model control. If my notes don't fail me, I think it's that. My short sword is still unidentified. As we left, my intention was to look for the guy near the Coliseum type of structure on the west side, Jamie. Is this the west neighborhood?
Yeah, so that was the Colosseum. Yeah, that's the Colosseum neighborhood here. I didn't catch.
Someone said to me. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No problem. There's the possibility of someone there is linked to the Thieves Guild, and that's my way of getting some training. I have a lot of points to allocate.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, I think you guys all touched on the main pieces of it. I know there may be other little things that did occur, but let me put us back in the room. This is essentially where. Uh-oh, that doesn't look right on my screen. What happened? Did your guys' screens go blank?
I see.
It's still there.
I just find the note.
There it is.
It's like
It's still there.
Taking a while to load.
It's a gnome called Harlan.
Oh, yeah, the gnome named Harland, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So
that's the guy I need to find.
Yeah, so basically, what I want to do is give everybody a few minutes to. We'll run through. We'll talk through what you've been doing for the last 10 days. Like we talked about on the calendar, you guys rented the room. You bought it for the week, and you have been able to do different things here. Obviously, during this time period, some of it we touched on last session, but we're gonna sort of walk through each person, each character, and we'll talk through what they've done. So how about we start off with Ronnie, actually, since he had mentioned Harland. So Ronnie, you did spend some time, looking for Harland, I would assume, early on in the week, or what was your intent?
Yes, very discreetly, of course. These people are usually skirmish. I will look for this guy and observe him from a distance for a time. not a long time, but just to get the gist of him, something like that, just to know if he what kind of uh, Thieves Guild member he is. Like he's just a foot soldier, a street thug, or he's something of a local manager like that. Once I get the some idea of his station, the guild, or something like that, I will try to interact with him.
All right.
Friendly, halfway.
All right. So yeah, you basically start you head out to the location where you'd had some information that Harland was operating. I think when you got there, it was somewhat obvious who he might be because there's not a ton of gnomes running around, and they're somewhat easy to spot when you know what you're looking for. I think yourself being a rogue and spending the time to do it in a very slow manner, you're able to observe his operation. He seems to be someone who has his own territory in Ravensbluff, to where he seems to kind of wander around in the Coliseum district and the neighboring district that is adjacent to Lusker's, where you're staying. So, in a day or two's time, you're able to really get a grasp of Harland and what Harland is doing. And I think, you may get comfortable enough that you would be able to approach him and have a conversation with Harland about training. And so, Harland would look at Ronnie as an opportunity, obviously, because he sees you as an adventurer who might be a resource to him. And I think he would definitely be able to assist you with specific training. So I guess we can pick up, kind of there with that conversation. And we'll say that, you've kind of bumped into Harland. Where would you feel comfortable approaching him? What would be the type of, setting where you think Ronnie would actually, feel comfortable enough to go walk up and have a conversation?
Where is his office? It's a tavern, it's a street corner, it's another kind of business. Where is his office?
It looks like he's got some type of quarters up above a warehouse. He seems to go up like a staircase that is on the wall or on the side of the wall and goes up to the second level above a warehouse. That seems to be like where you would imagine he's spending most of his time and probably where his headquarters is at.
I think it's not the best way to approach. He could feel trapped or ambushed. Let's say I will try to meet him in a more social place like a tavern or in a street when he's doing some observation, when he's just around. I will try to approach him very, very cautiously from very friendly hands where he can see and introduce myself as an aspiring of his trade.
Okay, all right. Let's do a charisma check just to kind of see his initial impression of you.
Just to open the works. Attribute. Charisma here.
All right. So yeah, so you basically see that he heads to a particular tavern in the Coliseum district, and it's a regular route that he takes. He seems to meet up with some regular people there, and they exchange some goods, it appears, and then he moves on after a drink or two. And I'd say right between those two drinks, you walk up and introduce yourself, like you said that you're an aspiring thief, and he looks you up and down. Takes a long sip of his mead, and wipes his beard and looks at you and says, "I think I could be of some assistance to you. Of course, it's not free, but I imagine you have some skills that could be of use to me. So what is it that you wish to learn specifically?"
I guess I have the time to learn things from a formal and technical approach. I just doing things as I see fit. I sometimes I think I need someone to guide me, to mentor me, uh, to give me some a voice from true experience. My own experience is very unconventional, very fortuitous. So I think I can benefit from a more uh, guided experience. From what I saw, you fit the bill very well, and I hope I can offer my services and my loyalty and a friendly hand when I need one, in exchange for this kind of mentoring of guidance.
Well, you are going to fit right in Raven's Bluff. I like your style. So I wasn't necessarily in the market for an apprentice today, but why not? You seem like a good fellow. I could take you under my wing for a while and teach you maybe a few things that I might know, and perhaps in exchange for that, I can ask from you a favor.
Sure. No favors.
Well, I will follow up with you on the favor after we spend a little more
Okay.
time together. But come with me, friend, and he'll buy you a glass of or a cup of mead, tankard of mead, as well, and begin kind of telling you a little bit about himself. He would at that point too kind of let it out that I know that I can tell that you sound Sembian. What brought you across the water to us here?
Opportunity and a bit of bad luck. I came from Westgate. Um, I met some people over there. I took a boat, and this boat got into problems with the sahwagin, the
Oh,
fish. The,
sea devils.
I don't know. I don't recall how you call them. Sea devils. That's it.
Yeah.
And until we figured out how to deal with them, uh, we got a lot of trouble, including some dragon turtle in the sea, some pirates, some sea devils all around, and we got here almost by luck, only luck. I'm trying to settle down for a bit. It was too much. I'm too young to die on the ocean, so I need to keep my feet on the ground for now.
Yeah, that could be overwhelming. I know how the Sea Devils' reputation precedes them, and it is no small feat for us small folk to escape them because their numbers are plenty. And you must be brave. You must be brave, Ronnie. I welcome you to Raven's Bluff, friend. I will spend some time with you this week, and we will see what we can accomplish together. So he takes you from there, Ronnie, down to sort of his normal route. He like has you sort of following him around. He's teaching you a little bit about the back streets here in at least the Coliseum district. and some of the area between there and Lusker's becomes more and more familiar to you. You start to map out different routes for different reasons, and he definitely would feel comfortable enough at a certain point to take you to his headquarters or his current residence, and he would spend time with you, teaching you, his skills. So what I would say you can do is go ahead and we can level up your thieves skills. I'm not sure where you were at, like how much you had in terms of points to distribute, but did you want to talk through
I have
what you're thinking?
60 points per level, so it will be 108. 60 for the second, 6 for the third, 6 for the fourth. But I had to limit myself to 30 for only one skill. I have an idea what I'll do if you think it's appropriate while you talk to the other guys. I'll do that.
Yeah, take a look. I see right now you've got pickpockets 25%, open locks 45%, find remove traps 10%, move silently 50%, hide in shadows 40%, detect noise 20%, climb walls 45%, read languages -5%. I don't know how that's possible. But and then legend lore 0. So yeah, take a look and just I guess what you could do, Ronnie, and I know there are limits typically to how many points you can spend in one particular skill. But if you want to just type out, what you're thinking and put it into the chat as you're looking through, I'll work with the other guys next, and then we'll revisit what you decided to put your points into. Does that work?
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cool. All right. So Ronnie has found himself. You guys, I think we'll cut back to Bart for now. Bart, you would have noticed obviously that Ronnie has been spending a lot of time outside of the room this week, and so that would have been apparent to you. But we'll pick up with Bart, and what would Bart be focused on this week? What would you like?
I think over the week he might be investigating the temple district, just kind of looking around to see what actual worship areas are there, which gods are represented, and if you can find anyone that's actually reveres the Lady Lyra anymore, because it seems to be she's almost lost from this world, or has been overshadowed by many of the other deities.
Yeah. So let me find you some information on the temples. So let's see. Just 1 second. I'm trying to find the list of these. All right. Okay. So yeah, in the temple district, there's a mixture of different temples there. There are some civic temples, which are sort of a little bit more used for general worship, and those are sort of intertwined with other temples that are specific to deities. So you would find, and it would be very apparent to you, that there is a House of Lathander here, which would be familiar to you from Westgate. You guys went into the Temple of Lathander there and saw priests in that temple. There is also a Holy Justice of Tyr a temple here for Tyr, and let's see, there's some Shantea. These would be like, I'm kind of giving you the big ones, like the ones that would really have caught your attention as you're wandering around in the district. Selune or Saloon. I'm not sure how that's exactly pronounced, but that's the goddess of the moon and stars. Mistra, goddess of magic. That one looks almost like a heavily warded castle, and it's guarded at the entrance by what appears to you to be two pairs of suits of armor. You know, as you walk by, you could kind of tell that they're just empty pieces of armor, and they kind of shift and move as if they're animated. So that would be something that would be like, you know, you'd do a double take when you see that as you walk by. There is a House of War, which is for Tempest. There is also a House of Timora, goddess of good fortune. Those are some of the ones you would have seen. So you don't see anything for the Lady of the Mists specifically that sticks out to you, but you obviously get a sense that there's a lot of different worship and places of worship here. Anything that you wanted to kind of do specifically with that?
Not in particular. I think he would. Bart's kind of gonna just kind of peek in, perhaps to each place of worship, and continue on down and look around and watch for people that are perhaps slinking around these places or telling tall tales, perhaps next to some of the places of worship, things that are too grand to actually be true. And if he doesn't find any of that, maybe looking for a turkey leg.
That would be easy. For sure. Let's do. I think one of the things we'll do for Bart is if you could do a wisdom check.
Sure. If I can open the right window. Yeah. Downside of playing on laptop, tiny screen, is I have one little spot to find everything on. Attributes, wisdom. Here we go.
Okay, that
was terrible.
That is as bad as it can be, and you have an 18 wisdom.
I do. Yeah, I don't. That doesn't get any worse. That's
yeah. So
am I just like, did I spatter myself with turkey grease and was completely unaware of everything that's happening around me, or?
Well, I do love the idea that you would have to put this like under your mask, to eat it and everything. So yeah, maybe in the course of doing all of that, you turned one direction when someone was heading in the other direction that probably would have been interesting to you. And so you completely like whiffed on this opportunity to kind of run into somebody that you might have been able to learn something from. But at the same time, you would know that the civic temples would be places of worship for people that don't have dedicated worship. So it's possible that in one of the civic temples you would see, several different followers of different deities doing their own rituals in their own corner of the building, that sort of thing. But while you're wandering around in the district, you're not really able to make any ends meet in terms of finding followers of Lyra. So you're kind of running into several dead ends, but you're full. You've definitely been able to find and feast on many different things, which would be an absolute luxury after what you've been through the last several weeks. So I assume that like you did this evening, the smell of meats would have been wafting around and pulling you forward, and maybe even determining which street you turn down at a certain point by the smell of the food coming from that direction. But yeah, unfortunately, you don't really make any connections otherwise. Anything else that Bart would be looking to do during that time?
I think we took care of most of it last time. He did some equipment shuffling as far as what he's wearing, and really just trying to kind of decide what to do next. Like, there's a bit of a pull between his party members, and he's also had these visions that I think he's told everyone about, that he might be searching for someone who's had a similar experience but not finding it. So I think he's kind of just kind of lost in a bit of a state of wandering at the moment, trying to find something to guide him or pull him in a particular direction.
And one of the things that would have happened too is, since you prayed early in the week, you were granted the access to those additional spell levels of your spheres. So those would be things that you may have been like just practicing or learning some of those different skills. On your character sheet for the spells you're gonna memorize, you can put a 1 next to them for cast, where it says cast/memorized. Put like a 1 and a 1, and then when you cast it, you can like drop it from 1 to 0. Does that make sense? Let's see.
Okay.
Maybe I can.
I think I have it 1 and 0 right now, but I can put it to 1 and 1 because I did go through and like for second level.
It's right now. It's just showing everything 0, 0 that I'm seeing for the most part. On your spells tab.
I set up the spheres that I have access to.
Okay.
And I loaded the
I see.
the spell.
I see. Yeah. So your first levels look right. I think it's the second levels, unless you're just memorizing silence. Is it just silence?
I did a couple of hold persons and then silence, 15-foot radius.
Okay, I got you. It looks good then.
Was my plan, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, so those are the new spells he's so he definitely feels Lyra out there somewhere is granting him power, but he can't find her presence within the city, I guess.
Yeah, she as far as the size of her following here, it seems to be just not apparent to you. As far as if there are followers here, it's not obvious. You haven't seen them. You're seeing a lot of the more mainstream places of worship, and you would probably have. I mean, do you have religion or any non-weapon proficiencies that give you like knowledge of religions?
Nope. Just wow. He's actually kind of a little bit shifty. Bart is. He's got forgery and reading and writing. So
okay.
I don't know if that would really come into to play looking around the temples. Maybe.
Have you used all of your non-weapon proficiencies that you would, all the slots that you would have?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I think you've learned a lot, at least about you've become expert on a different part of town, during this time as well. But like you said, it's a little bit disconcerting that you haven't seen anything obvious connected to the Lady of the Mists. But you know that she's granting you power, and you know that she's there. You can feel her presence. So it's just an interesting predicament that you're in. That you're in a very small slice of the overall population that follow her, at least here in this region. At least that's your conclusion after wandering around for several days in that area. Anything else that Bart wanted to do, like as far as equipment or with the time that he was trying to spend this week?
No, I think he's just a bit introspective. He's maybe mentioned a few times if Bonnie and Bajan are interested, and Vitali, that just the vision he saw on the boat keeps gnawing at him that someone's out there or something is out there.
That's something we should recap real quick with Luke, which was this was the vision when you were kind of coming into Raven's Bluff. This was something that was very clear to Bart that he saw, and he heard the voice in his head that told him he lives, and so that's been something that's been in the back of your mind and on and off, I would imagine, ever since then. Okay. Cool. I
Yeah,
think.
he's
Good.
Recall the vision that happened on the boat.
Yeah, that's right. So, all right, then we'll
Scares
go.
the crap out of me.
Brian is up next. If or Lee, I should say. What would Lee have been doing here this week, Brian?
Well, Jamie, I tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Let's just retcon that Lee was supposed to show up in Raven's Bluff at the Shantea Temple, and that's her contact that she was supposed to have in Procampur, because that's going to make things a lot easier on you and me. How's that sound? Because the Shantea goddess is basically just Alana from a different people.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I don't have any problem with the fact that you would have a contact there.
Right.
So that sounds good.
All right. So I think the first thing, like Bart said, or cleaning, organizing gear, fixing things up. I definitely want to go try to get little boxes made to put the light stones in so they can hang around our necks. I don't know how I would go do that, and I got a good idea of how I would want that done. Eventually during the week, I put my new dress on and just kind of hang out, and I draw that picture in chalk of the great white stallion reared back and looking upwards. I do a lot of counting of gold pieces into sacks, and then I dump it out and I count them over again to practice my counting. And at the same time, I'm like tonguing my teeth as I count. I do a lot of smoking.
Love it.
And I fill my buckets with water, bucket after bucket of water I start consuming to clean and stuff. And I kind of organize this chest that we got that it's sort of, I'm just assuming it kind of becomes mine. Usually my druid characters have a chest for their stuff because they kind of like, they really don't have anything else. So that's kind of like their home.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I would go to that temple of the Shantea a couple times or whatever it takes to get what I need done. And I would have gone back to see Dayfuller every day and checked in with him and maybe start to learn weapon proficiencies. I'm not sure I liked the sword and board method as much as I'd like to not have those proficiency what do they call those things, negatives or whatever, because those are way worse than getting +1 to my AC. So I don't know if I can train to remove that and take a proficiency in a spear or not. I don't even know how that works. Probably there's no one in AD&D, the 500 books that were released, ever talked about removing a weapon proficiency and taking another one. Maybe they did. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, no, I don't.
know.
I don't think there's such a rule as written type of thing. If you're saying you wanna get rid of
retrained,
you wanna like reslot your weapon proficiency from spear to something else. Is that what I'm hearing?
I want to dump the sword and board method from 4 gold and glory, and maybe train with my spear. or the sling, whatever it turns out to
Okay.
be. I mean,
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's back up a little bit because there's a lot in there. So first is you wanted there to be like a necklace built or something to hold the stones in.
right.
So do a I guess let's just do a percentile roll. I'll have you roll it.
I'd like to get one for me and one for Bart.
Yeah. So you're able to find someone basically through the mercantile that can help you custom make these pieces for a gold each, if that's agreeable.
They're pretty complex because they've got to have a rope going through them to chain around our heads.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another little piece that comes out and stops in the front, puts into the front, and the stone's got to go in there and be sealed in there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is probably more than a gold piece, but that's fine. I'll spend the 2 gold pieces, plus I'll give whatever mercantile guy 2 gold pieces for the help. So
Okay.
I spent 4 gold pieces there.
Sure.
So that Bart and Lee both have this little box that they can have their light stone shooting forward from their chest.
Awesome. Yeah, so you guys can put that on there. And then you were let's see, if for the weapon proficiency training, that would be fine. That's going to be 10 gold though for the training itself, but you can make that change. So whatever you wanted to spend it on, go ahead and switch that.
Right.
And
well worth it to get rid of that.
Yep. And I think one of the things I know that you had talked a little bit about was hirelings, and that was a conversation that you had with Dayflar before. So I'll give you some information. This would have been stuff that you would have learned throughout your conversations with him and wandering around the city. Basically, what you've determined is that pretty much every guild headquarters and tavern in Ravensbluff has interested patrons and folk who are looking to be hired. There are, a varying degree of skills. If you're looking for somebody that is maybe a little bit brute and muscle, it's better or more well known that you would go down to the docks, or that you would go just inside any of the city gates to look for people who are looking for that type of work. One of the things that's unique to Ravensbluff is that there's a group of people called Copperheads, and a Copperhead is a person that is very unskilled and down on their luck to the point that they will work for you for a copper piece an hour, as long as it's paid up front. So, they'll do, whatever low level work it is that you need done. There seems to be plenty of people that kind of fit this Copperhead role that you could imagine as you're wandering around through the city, people looking for work. Not that it's a destitute place, but there's just enough people here that it doesn't seem to be too terribly difficult to find hirelings. And then I think, one of the things you would have learned is that it is unlawful here to sell slaves, and it's illegal for any residents to keep slaves here. So that would have been obvious to you. Even though there is this Colosseum here, it doesn't seem to be operating off of slave trade. And there is a small tent city just outside of the North Gate as well, where you've heard that there are folks that sort of live there almost year-round looking for work. And instead of living in the city and paying taxes or dealing with some of those, the guard and everything, they have set up their own little encampment just north of town. So just wanted to share that with you. I know you were curious about hirelings, so that's a little the lay of the land for you.
I'm definitely interested in hiring some like a porter or a torchbearer type, and a couple guys with shields that maybe have hammers or axes to replace what's his name?
Hampton?
Yeah, I would take 2 guys to replace Hamden plus another one maybe to replace the Ranger. So I mean, maybe all the shield wall guys I can find. I don't know how we want to play that out. I'm sure there'll be a little negotiation or something, or we could do that another time in Discord. I don't care.
Yeah, well, I think it could be something like for someone to carry your torch. You could probably find a copperhead to do that. So, you're talking about basically pretty easy to find a torch bearer. Now, the expectation that someone is going to fight for you increases the price, and it makes it a little bit more difficult, to find. So, I mean, if you're looking for like a second or third level fighter, so to speak, or the equivalent thereof, that type of person isn't gonna come as cheaply. So, is that what is it you want to kind of focus on as far as maybe that's focused like on what would be the first hireling you would want? What skill set would
0 level humans.
Okay. So
that have a little bit of something like a shield and like studded leather armor and maybe a hand axe.
All right.
Basic stuff that you get in any one of these OSR games.
All right, so we'll say
for
that
like 1 or 2 gold pieces a day or whatever.
Yeah, do a let's see, do a charisma check just for me to kind of determine their rate that they'll accept. I don't think it's like it's not a like a yay or a nay. You're gonna get the hireling. It's just a matter of what's their rate.
Sure. And I can actually have 10 of them, if you can believe that. Ooh. Oh, look at that! Oh, that's the first time ever.
Look at you guys. Look at your 20 and your 19 already. All right, so you're able to secure these humans, these as you'll call them 0 level humans. I'll let you flesh them out as what their personalities are, what their names are, that sort of information. But as far as
I love that. Hell yeah, because that's care and feeding of the NPCs. I love that stuff.
Yeah, have at it. I'll put some in your folder so that you can work on that. But basically, like if you want them to sort of like be following you around at all times, like guarding you or following you everywhere you go, they're gonna be looking for a rate of a gold piece a day each.
Yeah, I'll have to find them a room too. So I got how many of these 0 level humans that have like leather, a shield, and like a hand axe can I find? Like 3 or 4, and one porter. Are we talking 5 total?
I was at 3 total. Two of the 2 of them that are ready and willing to walk around and have their equipment, and then 1 that's torch bearing.
Excellent.
Okay.
Love it. Got a little help for the old shield wall.
Exactly.
Which is sorely I don't even have a word to describe how bad our shield wall in this game is.
I'll put I'm putting 2 handouts, or maybe I should put character sheets in there, huh? Do you want character sheets for the NPC or just handout? All right, let me
No, they just gotta be like a little like a little section on my notes here.
Okay.
The term meat shield comes to mind, or is that too crass?
Oh, there I can see everybody again. Yay. I had to refresh Roll20 a bunch of times. That's funny that we both failed our best
I know.
attribute roll.
It doesn't even
I gotta screenshot that.
Too bad we didn't get into a fight right away, because we'd have been coming out on top at this point. But
actually hit for once?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens there.
The roll under on stats attacked us this time. So,
just out of curiosity, what does a 1st level fighter rent out for? I thought they were like 10 gold pieces a month or something. There was some. I mean, for a soldier.
It depends on exactly what it is that you're trying to get. So if do you want a month? Do you want a week? Do you want?
I'd like a week's rent on a first level fighter that maybe has the next level up, like chain and a shield.
All right, let's see.
Offer them a turkey leg as a bonus.
Hell yeah,
Daily
some
bonus.
water
Daily
buffalo.
turkey leg.
Yeah, I mean they'll work basically. Here in Ravensbluff, you'll find people that will work mostly on weekly contracts, and they're gonna want they're gonna want 10 gold a week for 0
Okay.
level, and then for every level above that, you're gonna go up at least another 10 gold.
All right.
So
Gotcha.
Very.
that's you can do it that way you would like, and then again, just remember that they'll need accommodation or something like that if they are supposed to be following you.
Gotcha. I'll get to work on that. And the Temple of Shantea, do you have any images of that, or did you work that on any of the people that would be there?
There are, yeah, let me give you some more info on that.
Oh, also, I'm
I had
spending
an
when
idea.
smoking. I'm spending a lot of time in front of the fire, keeping the fire going. It's not a behavior that anyone's seen me do yet. I seem very, very interested in that fire.
You got me scared. Yeah.
Let me,
Amateur pyromaniac on our hands.
How about we hire these guys you are talking to, and we make our own expedition to Talmanta?
that's a good idea. I'm pasting in, Brian, some of the
If we hire some of these guys, some torchbearers, some meat shields, a fighter or two, whatever, we can fund and go explore Talmanta ourselves. It could be very profitable. We could discover, um, besides treasure, we could discover very valuable information to Cadson. I don't know. I think it's a good idea.
all right, couple things. So
Are
as
you
far
done
as
with me, Jamie?
one sec, so I'm pasting in the names of the senior members of the temple, and those are there, so you can think about who's your contact or whatever, and we can touch on that later. But what I wanted to also do is cut over to Vitali next, and
I'm gonna just rub bio real quick. I gotta go.
yep, and we're gonna fill in some blanks here for Vitali. So where we last left off with Vitali, we were outside of the House of Vespers. Basically, you were following the voice of Cadison to the street level, and when you got outside, it was you don't know where he went. You saw the rest of the party as well. They kind of went off to the corner of your vision, and I think at that point you went in an opposite direction, just thinking that you needed to keep moving and get farther from the temple. What would Vitali have been doing, or what would he have done, do you think, in the moments that he got to the street and was wandering away from the temple? And what has he probably been interested in since for the last week or so, as he's been wandering Ravensbluff?
The thing is that he was quite surprised when Winnick, sort of backstabbed the group. But there was I don't know if it was a more selfish reason that he was a bit shocked, because his actual job was working on Winnick's ship. So like he didn't just get betrayed by a friend. He was actually unemployed, oddly enough.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of just a situation where he'd killed someone inside of the temple. And Vitaly sort of realized that like there could be more people ambushing him in the street, so he just sort of took off. He's been trying to he's tried to get a hold of Cadison, but even if he's managed to get a hold of him a little bit, Cadison has been fairly aloof. right now for understandable reasons, seeing as there was an attempt on his life. But Mike Vitali would probably be. I mean, he came here for the Temple of Helm, but he is also probably trying to seek out employment as well, and probably has bought a few new items, possibly a few new weapons. But he has some trades that he could apply. But I think his main focus would be on getting back in contact with Caddison, because he knows that he knows that this situation won't go away, and generally knows it will probably be following him unless he directly confronts it. So he's sort of buying time, so to speak.
Got it. Well, so here's a couple things that we'll talk about. So in the time that you've been wandering around, at a certain point, you took it upon yourself to go back towards the dock where the ship dropped you guys off, where, basically the only place you were familiar with before what transpired at the temple, or the House of Vespers, I should say. And when you return, you notice that there is some commotion. This would have been the following day. So maybe you slept on the street that night. Maybe you rented a room. Maybe you just walked around all night. What would you have done that first night?
I probably rented a room. If not, I would be able to seek refuge in the Temple of Helm, seeing as I am. Whilst I'm technically a Knight of Helm and not necessarily a priest, I am still technically part of the Order, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I would have sought refuge. I would not be on the street.
So we'll put you in the Temple of Helm. Let's see. Let me give you the name as well of. So it's called the Citadel of Protection, and your contact there, his name is Malik Hallstar, and that would be somebody that you would have met very quickly when you got there. He would have introduced himself. He's a human, and he basically welcomes you. He could tell that you're in need of a place to stay. He senses obviously your dedication to Helm, and basically they would for the night, it would be anything obviously for you. They would feed you, they would take you in. You would have learned there that the highest ranking officer is Darrell Ironhand, and so you would start to learn a little bit about the hierarchy of the temple itself, and you would learn also that the Citadel offers protection and escort services. So there are certain routes that they offer protection on, 2 gold pieces per person or 10 gold pieces per wagon. And you learn pretty quickly that that's like a job that you could take as well, to be a part of the escort service for those that hire this protection. And that becomes like maybe like an angle for you that, if you needed some income, you could fall back on. But during your time at the Citadel, you would have heard about some commotion at the docks. You would have headed out there to the dock, and having gotten closer to it, you would have seen that there was a large ship fire going on at the dock. And as you get closer, you confirm that is definitely Besmra's Bane, which is the ship that brought you here, that is burning in the harbor. You look around, and it doesn't, there's several people kind of watching, but it doesn't look like people are too concerned about it. They have cut the boat from the port, and they're letting it drift out to sea. And they don't seem terribly concerned about putting it out or dealing with it. So you would have definitely had that information. You would have seen that happen. Nobody familiar to you is on the streets as you're wandering around, or as you're at this scene and you see, the ship, basically drifting away out into the harbor and burning slowly. So, fast forward a couple weeks, I think, if there's any training or any of those things that you wanted to buy, you would have an opportunity as well, like the other party members did, to pick up anything from the player's handbook that you may have wanted. Just use the player's handbook prices. And if there's something that's not in there, something that's more specific, we can talk through what your options would be for acquiring something non-standard, but feel free to add to your inventory anything that would be common from the PHB.
Because I remember that we did come across some gold, so I do have some money to spend. But the only other trade besides, offering protection that I could think of would be that I do have the armorer skill, so I could help. I could help blacksmith with armor.
Okay.
Also, it's also partially a part of my worship because Helm is obviously an armored god, so there are secondary aspects that correlate to that.
Yeah. Yep, that's true. So yeah, the armor. There is one. Speaking of armor, one of the things you would have learned at the Citadel is that there is a particular armor that's enchanted by the Citadel clergy called Tracer armor. And let's see. What it does is it allows the Citadel clergy to locate the wearer from afar and assist them, to either come and find them or to, protect them from anything that they might be aware of. And so you hear about this tracer armor while you're at the Citadel, and you see, some folks that would be wearing tracer armor, and that would be something that, just would be common knowledge to you since you've spent some time there with the priests. And they offer to enchant your armor to where they can find you if you were needed. And since you're a follower, they would do that for 2 gold pieces.
Yeah, I would take that offer. If I die on the battlefield, I would want to be found. So yes, I would appreciate that service. So yeah, I'll throw away 2 gold pieces for that.
Okay, so if you pay for that, and they enchant, you basically touch your armor, do a small enchantment. You don't see or feel anything different, but you're told by Malik, who does the casting, that if you lay your palm of your hand on your chest over your heart, palm down, that will alert them that you're wishing to be found, that you're wishing to be traced. Otherwise, they'll be able to see, or they can divine your location just because you're wearing this armor very easily. So if they needed to find you for some reason, they would know where you're at and they'd be able to find you. But if you wanted to be found, you would need to have the ability to put your palm on your chest. So that's just something to consider. And you can just, whatever armor you had, just put Tracer next to it, I guess, as a note for now.
Yeah, I will do that. I think I'm going to seek out a weapon which I am also familiar with besides my halberd, which is I'm probably going to buy a scimitar and a shield.
Okay. Yep.
I'll get up the shield price because I can't remember.
Let's see. Brian just might know the shield price. He's always breaking them.
It's 7 for a medium and 3 for a small.
There you go. I knew it. I knew he knew it. All right.
They give the same AC boost, right?
The medium will protect you against 3 frontal attacks. The small 2.
However,
But they all
they
sunder the same. when it gets right down to it.
And they both improve your AC by 1.
Yes.
Lovely. I'll get the small shield just because I mostly use a pole arm, so I'll probably I'll probably do that. And I think I roughly have I roughly have 190 gold pieces or something. Because of last session. So yeah, I will I'll do that, and yes.
Okay. So we'll kind of start to tie you guys together here. So basically, you've all been taking care of your own business throughout the week. You've all been accommodated. You've been well fed. Those of you who weren't at the scene of the dock to see the ship burning, you would have heard by now through the rumor mill that there was a ship fire. If you spent any time going to investigate it, you would have obviously seen that the Besmer's Bane was gone. And you may have made you may have tied all that together, so you could have confirmed that very easily by talking to anyone in the dock district. As the week progresses, you're starting to notice a lot of activity as far as people setting up different banners. They're hanging banners across the street. There seems to be booths being set up on the street level, and you start to learn that this is all a precursor to the Midsummer Festival, and that Midsummer Festival will be basically kicking off at the end of the month. If let's see, it's
a medium shield.
Yeah, it's actually its own day. So there's like a day at the end of the week that is the Midsummer Festival, and you'll have several days of where there will be things set up where you're wandering around, and I'm gonna put you guys into a scene together here, where I guess. Hang on one second. Where is it? There we go. You guys are wandering around in this festival. You're seeing lots of people. You're hearing music and things starting to spin up. The streets are starting to bustle, and the three of you who were at the inn found yourself in the town square, and you looked over and you see Vitali, and it's the first person you've recognized since the House of Vespers. And Vitali, you look up at the same moment and see these three familiar faces, which are the first familiar faces you've seen. And you guys kind of in the midst of this festival scene all around you make eye contact and are reunited.
All of you aside for sore eyes.
Other butt.
What the fuck happened? Pardon my Elvish. Honestly, what? Huh?
Where have you been?
I've been all right. I've managed to find some refuge, and I've started to find some work. The issue with Winnick's betrayal is that I was actually working for him. So when he betrayed us, I was actually unemployed. Fucking bastard. So how have all of you been?
We have been around.
Yeah.
Trying to know a little bit more of the city. Trying to find some training, equipment, things to do. I had an idea recently. My friends here are not responsive so far, but I think we can make an expedition to a sunken city, forgotten city, a dwarven ruin. There, we have been there. and we found a little treasure there. I think we can go back, hire some guys to help us, and explore a little. It's a ruin.
You
There are
seek you seek to
people
explore
trying to
these
find.
sunken dwarven ruins more.
Uh,
I'm slightly curious of why you would need to hire some armed men unless the mission is dangerous.
um, they could be useful to
Ah,
haul
fair
treasure.
enough. Fair enough. It's just I am slightly intrigued. As far as I remember, from what the rangers of my home used to gather, if any time they went down into dwarven ruins, they found something that could be of use, to say the least.
Yeah, we found some, and we can find more. Uh,
Mm.
the Kedsin wasn't interested in that ruins, and the guy he was selling old scrolls, some barrel of the Sahagin. He thought probably there is something down there worth our while.
Oh, if there is anything interesting, then I might be happy to join you on this.
Yeah,
Well, although I might not necessarily want to. You said it was a sunken ruin, did you not?
yeah, it's an island. We found the entrance. We have we have the key. We found the key.
Uh,
It's old.
first,
There's some danger down there. A little danger,
for
like a medusa or something like that.
for for a second, I thought you meant sunken as in underwater. If so, I will not be able
Ah,
to go down there wearing my armor.
no, no, no. It's on an island.
Ah, sure. Well, if you need somebody who's seafaring, I mean, I am fairly experienced in,
Oh yeah,
sailing. So,
lucky us.
That is
What do you
true.
think, Bart?
I think this venture may bring us closer to the visions I've had as well,
mm,
and perhaps that's also a an avenue we should investigate. You may not have seen the grandeur and the mist that I have, but it does exist, and I believe it's true.
Think the whatever it's alive down there.
I think it's on or near that same island. Yes.
Oh, so
just
we
not
have
let
a
us get
clue.
ourselves killed.
What do you think, Lee?
Hmm. Well, it seems doable, but I'll need to see how. I'll need to know the distance just to see what sort of boat I'll need to rent because I don't want to be paddling for you. I don't want to be paddling for 16 hours.
If I remember right, it's called Traitor Island. Traitor's Island.
Yes. Can I roll my wisdom to see if I know anything about it?
Yeah, yeah.
Traitor Isle. Traitor's Isle.
Let's see.
Something like that.
Oh, how's that?
Yeah, so Vitali would have definitely heard Winnick and other crew members talking about Trader's Isle, and it is adjacent to the Isle of Presper in the middle of the Inner Sea. You would know that there is a former royal wizard to the court of Cormyr who was he was exiled from the kingdom, and he basically built a tower somewhere in that vicinity. You don't know, and they don't know exactly where it's at, but it's common knowledge that he's there somewhere. you would have heard a little bit about, obviously, the tale of the Sahagins and the fact that this group chased the Sahagin on a rowboat to their lair, and then that's where you would have picked up and heard the rest of the story that they filled in. So you would have some knowledge of the Isle, or the Trader's Isle, and the Isle of Presper, to that extent.
I know distance or how rough the seas might be.
Yeah, you would have a good idea that it's going to take about 3 to 4 days travel, weather depending. So, and depending again, like right now, like you haven't been near the dock necessarily, or following the weather, so to speak, to know what what to expect. But you feel like it's still in season to travel, and there's nothing that would prevent you from being able to head out if you had a vessel.
It's doable in a medium-sized ship, it seems. About 3 days travel, but seeing seeing what you've survived, it's nothing. I mean, after all of you got horrible food poisoning. Not even food poisoning. Poisoning.
Poisoning.
Right.
The real deal.
Yeah, but it should be possible. I'll just need to ask. I'm sure with my salary and if you people can ship in, we can staff about. See, I am experienced in sailing. However, I would want at least a crew of a few men, just in case. I'm not necessarily used to being a ferry service. I'm more used to trailing and fishing.
We can make a partnership. We will not hire you. We will be partners. We will share the loot, what valuables we can find and bring back. We'll share among us, equal parts.
I expected that because seeing as it appears some of your cadres have disappeared, I think you might need the extra bodies if it is perilous as the tales tell.
We may track down the two dwarves we found there. They are seaworth. They are sailors. They know the place. I think they could help us a lot. Ursik, and I don't remember the other one's name.
Yeah, Ursik and Jaitu.
Jaitu is right. That's right.
Yep.
I only have one condition to accepting this. My only condition is at least a 5-year aged elven wine. Just one bottle. That's all I ask.
That's
not a lot.
That should be quite easy to attain in these parts right now. But it'll be a lot harder in the future to find when you're at sea.
I'm just saying that, listen, 3 days isn't a long journey. However, it becomes significantly longer without booze.
True story.
I think we should take the long way over the Earthfast Mountains. I'd like to go look around.
If the climate permits, then sure. If it's fucking freezing, then I'm not lollygagging.
I think it's better to go on a boat, so we'll have how to transport back all the treasure.
I think we could take a boat out of Procampur after we go over the mountain.
Yeah, I think the best way might be to take the scenic route back rather than the scenic route to the island.
I really need to go to the Earthfast Mountains. I'm supposed to look around.
Oh, we can make time for that. That's fine. But how about we will iron out the details tomorrow or something? Currently, there is a festival to enjoy, and I am going to enjoy it thoroughly. If my liver isn't intact tomorrow, please contact the
Festival?
local
What festival's
priest.
happening now?
Do you not see what's around you?
Actually, I see a dark black screen.
Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys? Is that what everyone's seeing?
It is. Yeah, I was just listening to everybody talk instead of looking at the screen. But yeah, it's. I don't see anything actually on the screen right now.
Oh, sorry guys. Let's see what's going on.
Oh, that's all right.
Happens.
Oh, it's
But
got
just,
fog of war on.
I
I
do see
guess.
what's going on, but it
There
doesn't
you go.
change
Nice.
what it's about. I'm not
That
from
gives
here.
credence to the discussion and conversation you guys had. It was painting enough of a picture. So
Yeah, that.
I
Yeah.
would I wouldn't be in armor right now. I'd probably be wearing the scimitar I purchased, but I'm probably wearing more of like a Viking sort of Anglo-Saxon tunic. You know, like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
You're kind of in your informal wear at this point. Yeah.
Drop at my
if
arm.
So
I'm probably dressed up just a touch, just because it's a festival. But yeah,
all right. So you guys will be able to procure, anything that you want. I mean, it sounds like you may have a loose plan as far as what you want to do next. I mean, essentially you've got a lot of different options as, if you're heading north over towards the mountains, you'll be heading, north through the northern gate. You'll be going past the encampment where there are folks for hire as well. Also, the Temple of Helm offers protection on that ride, so they can do a 10 gold piece per wagon or 2 gold piece per person escort as well if you're looking for that sort of travel. If you're going to the docks, if you're going in that direction, it's to secure
but
a boat. That'll be a little bit different, but those are sort of, I think, what I'm hearing you guys leaning towards those two options mainly.
yeah. Could I roll an etiquette check to see if I would be able to, since I'm sort of in the guardianship, would I be able to roll an etiquette check to see if I'd basically be able to do an IOU for some stuff? Just because basically the sort of agreement would be like, you come for like docked pay on this one, and I'll do a job for you that you don't want to do.
Oh, so you'll kind of contract for future work in exchange for.
Well, no. Like, if a job that they want, if a job they're assigned to do is inconvenient, they'll load it onto my back. So I'm basically offering to sub in like an hour on a contract.
Yeah, I think that they would probably be pretty firm on their pricing for this service because they've got to pay all of the various travelers.
No,
So
that's fine. I was just checking. I'm not gonna be a dick about it. But can I roll the etiquette check to see if I can negotiate the price?
You could absolutely influence the price. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Wasn't there some opportunity to hire on as guards or
that would be yes.
Oh wow!
Caravan going to Procampur or?
So yeah, so that's what it would be, and that's a great idea. I think that's the solution is that they would offer Vitali. They would pay you to go on the trip and serve as part of the protection unit for your peers, who will pay a per person fee, and they'll essentially get the same protection, and you'll get paid and offset the difference. So
I rolled the etiquette check and I got a 3, so I'm fairly happy with that. Would I be able to, since the agreement has changed, use that for the price of renting the boat?
You're talking about a boat now, or the wagon? Because I was talking about a wagon.
What? Oh, what wagon? I thought we were going on the sea.
Oh, that's where I was unclear because I thought I heard you guys saying you were going somewhere else.
I think
Brian wants to go to
Beijing
the mountain.
Beijing came in and talked about going over the overland route to Procampur before we provisioned a boat again. So that kind of brought in the talk of maybe getting on with the caravan and hiring on as guards, perhaps with your group, Vitaly.
I'm fine either way. I'm not asked which one we do first.
Are there regular trips from Raven's Bluff to Dragon Falls?
Let me pull up the map here real quick.
I know we're getting into the economic cycle of Faerun, and most DMs don't like doing this, but if there are, maybe we could get hired on, like they're talking about, as like what is it called? Cart guarding.
Yeah, so this...
I mean the road. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. The road from what is that? Mole Master to Procampur looks pretty well traveled. I mean, that's a dark, heavy line.
Yeah, that's a part of, that's like a regularly traveled road. The Citadel of Protection for Helm offers those road escort services, 2 gold per person or 10 gold per wagon, and they can take you that far to Dragon Falls, and that's pretty much something that goes on almost daily, several times a day on certain days. So not difficult to secure. Obviously the protection is you gotta arrange ahead of time, but there's always people traveling in that direction. So
they would probably appreciate the fact that we're bringing guards. I mean, I'm technically also a guard, but yeah.
Could be.
I can't see the route from Raven's Bluff to... Yeah, it's Raven's Bluff to Dragonmire, right? Dragon Falls.
Dragon Falls. Yeah.
So yeah, that road should be fairly easy.
And then south to Procampur, and just to be kind of to clear up, Bartholomew, I'm assuming, interprets the visions that he's seen with the island and he who lives as being in the area of the Isle of Presper or on the Isle of Presper.
Yeah. He would feel very strongly that it's back in that direction. Yep.
So yeah, just my motivations to kind of stay with the group that I've formed, but kind of find my way back to that area, and if possible, casually, politely nudge people into helping me find my way towards what I've seen, or what I think I've seen.
Okay. Oh, I want that too. I want to go back.
All right, so it sounds like then we have agreement. Is it the wagon and Dragon Falls to Procampur? Is that the consensus? Or
we'll secure a boat to go to Crater Isle.
Yeah, we're going to Dragon Falls first, and then
we need these wagon people to Dragon Falls. I think we need just a regular guys, but I mean that's whatever. So yeah, I mean if we go over Earthfast Mountains, me and my character will go with you to the Isle of Presper or the Trader's Isle. That's the kind of the deal where I'm at with this.
She's so close to the mountains that she's gotta get there. I get it. I love it.
I think it sounds enticing though to get paid a little bit to go along as a caravan escort.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, I would love to cart guard the whole way, getting paid for it. But I mean, who knows what Jamie's really going to do to us? I mean, aren't you like 4th level? And what do you got? Like
Bart has no idea
pieces?
who Jamie is. So.
I want to know what James got for us. I want to know.
Whatever it is.
Bart doesn't know Jamie. He should.
Bart doesn't know Jamie. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We are not acquainted. Well, okay. So.
But, he's So what is Bayesian suggesting then? Just to like find like a barge over the river and wander straight into the mountains, or just strike out on our own on the road, or
just take the road.
So it'd be
take
the same
road
path.
to Procampur.
Yeah.
Then we'll try to get on another ship from there. Weren't we all going to Procampur to begin with?
I think.
Isn't that why you were on the dock?
I think we can
we're on
get
the same
to Dragon
path.
Falls quicker.
One path is we're employed by Vitali's acquaintances, and the others we're just walking by ourselves.
I think the quickest way is actually to go from. I'll use this. I think the quickest way is this is less trailed route, but this seems quicker than going to Procampur and making the way down that way.
We can go to the Temple in Helm and see if they'll hire us to guard a cart down to Dragon Falls.
Yeah, it just seems
I'm not
a quicker
saying
way
no.
to
I
get
would never
access
say
to
that.
mountains.
I'm all for business and currency. Having wealth is definitely. I know the power of coins.
I agree, but there are also definitely people who would rather go the fast way to Dragon Falls than the scenic route. So we could still protect a caravan there. Just because these are dotted lines rather than those does not mean there won't be a caravan going that way.
True.
If anything, it would necessitate more protection than a well-traveled route.
So it sounds like we're all kind of in agreement on we're fine with making a few coin, protecting a caravan to Dragon Falls, and then heading to Procampur.
Yes.
I guess the question now is there a caravan that's taking the short route overland versus the roads? I guess we're contemplating taking the dangerous route versus the well-traveled one.
Well, and speaking of danger, outside of characters, the wilderness is going to have something to do. He's not going to just let us go over this mountain without something. No one. I mean, I wouldn't do that to you in a million years. I'd be hitting you with random encounters. How long from Dragon Falls to Procampur overland, Jamie? I think I tried to measure it. Maybe it was 100 miles, but my map making could be wrong.
That's a great question. Let's see.
The reason I say it is because Jamie will also fuck us for going this way. I don't think it really matters.
Procampur is very, very near, about 3 or 4 levels.
I guess the real question is that we've spent some time in Ravensbluff, and Bart's become accustomed to being able to spend a bit of money. So, do we make more money as cavern guards following the road in a caravan, or finding a caravan who might be willing to travel overland in a shorter route?
It's always about cash.
Thinking,
Is it like 10.9 feet total? Is that what my little green line's saying? If you can see it.
Yeah, it's not
10.9 feet.
It's not set right on there. Let's see. That should be.
It's fucking.
Wasn't there a scale to the map down here? Oh, you cut it off.
Oh, is that feet?
I don't blame you for cutting
It should be in miles. There we go.
I think.
There you go.
I think either route is fine.
It's got to be more than that, though.
It's not right. Yeah.
To be on.
It was a couple.
These routes might be a similar distance. It's just the travel over the mountain to Procampur. I'm not asked. It's just, Jamie, which one... Will there be a caravan going to both ways, or will there only be a caravan going this way?
There would be both directions. It's not that difficult to
Yeah, that's what I mean. This is technically a shorter route.
Is this even right? Let's see.
Plus, if we trail near the river, we could meet some horrible fucking water enemies. It'd be great.
Oh, you missed them all. We've already been there, done that.
Well, then you're more prepared for it, so we should follow the river to Dragon Falls.
Yeah, so basically, if you guys are if you guys are moving towards trying to figure out distance and travel time and that sort of information, then I'm assuming you're committed to heading to the northern gate.
Yeah.
And before you do that, have you agreed on whether or not you will have protection from the
We agreed that,
church?
yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So essentially, because your choices are that you could travel, in the direction of Dragon Falls, sort of through trails, and if you don't go on wagon, if you're all riding horse, that's passable fairly easily. But if you're taking wagons, then it's recommended that you stay on the roads past Tantris and around to Dragon Falls. So that's something to consider, whether you're going wagon or horseback or what.
I'm thinking that because I've got fairly good stuff, I'd probably scout ahead just a touch on horseback.
Horseback?
Because I do have the... Yeah, I'll probably...
I don't have a horse, and my character wouldn't ride one, so she's on foot.
Yeah, but you could sit in the wagon and protect it and stuff.
Whose wagon are we protecting?
Well, because we are soliciting our services to get paid.
So is Jamie letting that happen?
Is Jamie letting that happen?
You're paying.
Is that yes?
You're paying 10 gold for the wagon, right?
I can do that.
I thought we were talking about trying to get paid.
No, Vitali.
Exactly
the wagon.
Vitali can get paid because he is a worshipper of Helm. The rest of you cannot get paid. Not from that arrangement, unless you're seeking some employment from some other outfit. That's an arrangement that Vitali has.
Ooh.
He is a protector. He is.
So what we're talking about now is when we're at the North Gate to try to see if there's a wagon that's heading to Dragon Falls, hanging out there and trying to hire out for whatever little bit of gold pieces we can get. And at the same time, try to hire a couple of guys for us. And they're reasonably priced if you have money, but if you don't, they get very expensive very quickly.
Let's make this simple. How about we all travel on horses and I will rent them, and in exchange for supplying the horses, I can get paid because of my guardianship.
I mean, that's the simplest solution, and it's the best deal you're going to get as far as having protection and the lowest cost. I mean, unless you're looking for a different arrangement. Yeah.
So I'll rent some horses for us all, and in exchange for that courtesy, I get paid a little bit.
But you had to guard a cart.
He has to guard. He has to guard your cart.
I have to guard you.
Yep. He's part of your escort. Yep.
So we're taking a wagon now.
If you want, yeah, sure, whatever. I'll pay for it. Fuck me. I'm sorry, it's just getting late.
It'll be like a Oregon Trail.
Well, actually, so what I wanted to do, guys, is take a quick mid-session break here. And
that sounds great. That's a great idea.
And then I'll give you guys a chance to stew on it for a second. But it sounds like we've got some moderate agreement. And we'll give ourselves 5 to 10 minutes here, and we'll be right back, and we'll pick up from there.
Sounds good.
Yep.
All right. Thanks. All right. We got. I see.
I can
Go ahead.
imagine a entertaining conversation between all of us. And Bayesian doesn't want to ride a horse, and we end up getting a cart. And I don't know. It just sounds like an entertaining conversation in my mind. But what they might all be discussing at the edge of town, and Bart would sit on the cart too and go along. Then you just got to get a horse and a couple of oxen in a cart and just call it good there.
Yeah, I'll trail ahead. Obviously, I mean, I got to get paid for doing the job, so my job might as well be, scouting ahead for anything.
Let's see. Is Brian back and Rodolfo back?
Yeah.
I haven't heard him yet.
So I think if you're scouting ahead, most of the rest of us would be Just hanging
Hi
out on
there.
the cart, following along.
So how far does this wagon go? We're talking straight to dragons, whatever.
Yep, straight to that.
And
Drawn
then
by
from
2
there,
ox.
we're walking from Dragon Falls to Procampur over the mountain.
Yeah, it would be difficult to get the cart up there. That's the plan.
Right. So I'm gonna need 2 of those copperheads, DM Jamie, to carry the chest and some stuff. And then I guess we'll get a first level fighter.
Yep, that's fine.
You sure?
It is fine. Yeah, that is. We talked about that already. That if you wanted to put them in there, that you could have 3. So, 2 human,
And
0 level fighter, and 1 torchbearer.
you could
No,
probably
we're doing
fit
1
one of them
first
in the
level
cart.
fighter and 2 porters because we got it. It's a long way. I need
Okay,
1 guy on
but
each
it's still,
end of the chest.
3, right?
3.
Okay, yeah, you're good.
3 total.
You're
Yes,
good.
sir.
Dragons.
I paid
Dragons,
for all of the transport, so yeah, that's fine. You can foot the bill on that.
And how long
Um,
are we going to employ them to get from Raven's Bluff to Procampur? Did we find out an exact mileage of this?
yeah, so let me move us back. So we'll go to the map here. If you guys are settled on the mode of transportation being wagon and then horse, carriage then horse, you are taking, I guess you're gonna have to go towards Tantris and then towards Dragon Falls. So that's gonna be, let's see, 21.
20 miles.
So it's about 50 miles overall, right? Is that right?
Which is better than like
Yeah.
it's about the same, but we don't have the travel time to Procampur.
Yeah. So
That'd be about 100 miles.
yeah, so you're talking about basically like a day and a half just to get to Dragon Falls, if everything goes well.
If everything goes well, we'll rest up there, and then we'll do a thing to the Earth Fast Mountains then, and there.
All right. Everybody, or let's see, what else needs to be settled? This will be like sort of your last access to Raven's Bluff before you depart.
I've got a potion. I've got a potion of healing. My spells are fine. But how long? So we're basically saying that like oxes and horses, if they're carrying a wagon, we're not going to go super fast on them. So, but like you aren't just going to ride like a horse-drawn carriage like rapid everywhere, because like on the roads like this you'll fuck up the cart.
Yeah, you're not like going with top speed in mind for sure. So
yeah, going like
there are some
mileage.
Yeah, you'll find some shortcuts that will help cut down on the time, but they have to all be passable. And if you're in front, if Vitaly's in front, I'm sure the first thing you're looking at is the terrain, and then beyond that, the anything else.
So it's not so much slower than a horse-drawn carriage.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
Ronnie, you had something you wanted to say.
One last thing. Before leaving Raven's Bluff, I will tell Harlan that I will be leaving for a few weeks, maybe. My intention to going back, and I will tell him I'm going to Procampur, and I will ask if he knows someone there that could be helpful if I need.
Oh, Procampur. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I do have a favor to ask of you. If you could deliver a message for me.
Perfect.
So he basically puts, writes a note out while you're standing there. He throws it into a small scroll case. He hands it to you, and he hands you 5 gold. And he tells you that you are looking for a person named Jalathra. Paste that in here. So you're looking for Jalathra, and you'll find him probably in the building next to the Temple of Tempest. That has a metal spindle on the front with a symbol that looks like a raven.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay.
So he says, if you find Jalathra, give this to him for me, and keep this for your travel. And it's been great to make your acquaintance and to be able to teach you some things. And if you find yourself back in Ravens Bluff soon, please find me. I'm sure I will have plenty of other work for you and intrigue. But Godspeed to you. Safe travel.
Thank you, brother. May we meet again. May tomorrow bless us.
He'll cheers to that. And let's see, anything that Bart wanted to settle before, or acquire, or anything like that before leaving?
I don't think so. He's gone through. He's got his rations taken care of. His equipment. He's still mourning his lost pony that Winnick whisked away and disappeared on him. But I take it he hasn't seen hide nor hair of Winnick or his belongings in Raven's Bluff or.
No, I mean you would think actually that Caddison would be the one that would know where everything is, because everything was left with him. But that wasn't something that you had a chance to catch up on before everything happened. So yeah, it's true. There's some pony out there missing you.
He's got a full sack of coins. He's learned what he can here, he thinks, and without a sighting of someone that he's interested in talking to, he's more interested in following his new companions and getting closer to the visions that he's had.
Perfect. How about Lee? Anything Lee needs to attend to? She's got her hirelings ready to go. Anything else?
Yeah, I'll flesh them out over the break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to go down to the Shantea Temple and check in with whatever my contact was there. Doesn't really matter because it is what it is. But send word back to the Grove in the Waterdeep Forest. I forgot whatever it was. I had a name for it now, too. Anyway, and however much it costs to send a written letter back, I don't know what that costs. And pay for it to go from here to there, however far that is.
Just so you need them to arrange for delivery of a message.
Yes, please.
To reach where again? Sorry.
The Lure.
Okay.
Whatever that word, however you pronounce that. Lewer.
All right. So it'll be let's see. All right, Libran Mornstave is your contact. He will help make sure that your message is delivered. It'll cost 15 gold.
The done deal. Thank you, DM Jamie. Marking stuff off my list today.
I noticed you're getting some character checklist going, getting it completed. So it's good.
It feels good, man.
It's been
even if it had to, go like this, because I certainly didn't want to go to Trader's Island.
So you guys would then be ready, I believe, to head out. Is that right? Everybody good?
I mean,
At least
obviously,
we're good to go to Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Dragons Falls.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Alright.
we can get some stuff from there if we need to buy something if we forget next time or whatever, right?
Yeah,
it's not just a little nowhere.
Right. It's yeah. You're not going to be completely out of reach of things, but you know, I think we've settled most of that for now. So,
I'm going to take off 65 gold pieces.
I'd check in with the temple, obviously. But they know I'm going though. That's the thing, because I had to run it by them. You know, the guardianship temple. So I've sort of got the supplies that I need. So I'm ready to go if everybody else is.
sounds like we've got everyone in the same state as far as that's concerned. So we're ready to get on the cart and start heading out.
Hitting the old dusty trail.
Yeah, and I'm thinking what I will do is I'm going to put a map on here, and I want to sort out the arrangement for you guys. I don't know if this is working.
I can't see anything, so
Okay, hang on. It's this fog of war thing. I knew it was up there. All right.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's so good.
Pretend that's an ox.
Nice.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So if you want to drag your tokens out and put them where you intend on being, I can.
Where are they?
You gotta drag them from your
Character sheet?
from your journal. Just drag your character sheet. Click on the like your name and then drag the name out there. It should drop like a huge token.
Yep.
There you go. Cool. I'll shrink you a little bit and just have you place yourselves where you think you'll be.
If this is a 5 feet thing, then I will probably be a. Why is it spazzing out? I'll probably be. It's not letting me move it. What the fuck?
It is moving on my screen. It's just jumping.
I'll point where I want to be, if that helps.
Sure.
If it's letting my entire computer is failing right now for some reason. It's grabbing at the same time.
Yeah.
You want dumb enough to not do that.
I want to be like here.
I got yours out there, Rodolfo. If you were having any problems with it, it should be on there now. Can you move it?
There. Fuck me.
Let's see.
In terms of how in front of the car I would want to be, it'd probably be about there.
I don't think so.
Okay, let me check. Oh yeah, okay.
Is that fine?
Yep, yeah. Just place yourself where you want it to be.
Yeah.
I've done it.
I'm trying to get permissions fixed here for. There you go. Okay. I don't know why Lee's is also not linked. Let's see. There we go. I'm gonna try to make it too so that your hit points are visible. Not that that matters, right?
Oh, of course not. What could possibly go wrong?
No idea. No idea. All right. So I've got. It looks like Batali's up ahead. You'll be on your own small horse, I assume. So we'll get that set up for you. Put you like that.
Horse. It's about medium, but it's not designed for combat.
Yeah, it's certainly just like a riding horse. You know, not as big or strong as a draft horse, but it can move pretty well though too. And then I see Ronnie's on the cart. Anything that you're doing, Ronnie, positioning yourself in any particular way?
I'll just laid back here. Keep my eyes peeled,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
waiting for trouble.
How about Bart? You're in the front of the wagon. Kind of.
I think Bart's just got the reins and yeah, trying to keep everything just following the road.
Cool. And Lee, you will be walking in front of the horse, or where are you going to be?
That's fine.
Okay.
Come on,
How fast does the
Bartholomew.
horse move? How fast does the horse move?
This isn't a
Faster
horse,
than
this
you.
is an ox, but yeah.
Oh, this is the ox on this? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just
That's right.
because of the prices.
How fast does the wagon move?
Still faster than the normal person.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
DM
So
Jamie, how fast does the cart move?
I don't know, Brian. It moves faster than you. I've got to look up the movement for a freaking ox, man. Relax.
Calm down.
If you need that
Hey,
level of
I don't need
detail,
to be told to calm down. Okay. Really, I don't.
Okay.
Thank you.
the torchbearers, and I'm assuming the hirelings are with us too in the cart, I'd assume.
that's the next question: is where would they be? I mean, again, the speed of the ox in the cart is faster than anyone in your group. So, and faster than the humans that you've hired. So,
Presumably,
They need to get
yeah.
onto the cart too.
They can probably fit. I mean, obviously, DM Jamie fucking says whether they don't or do, but I'd imagine it's a fairly spacious cart, especially if some people are up front here.
yeah, let me put some tokens for the hirelings in there for you to appropriate. I think they're in here. We used to have them. We used to have a bunch of them. I'll just use these generic overhead tokens. All right. Anything else? Any other conditions to declare or things that you guys are doing as you're traveling? I'll put your
Some riding checks if there's difficult terrain, but like just generally, I'll be looking out for any extenuating circumstances so that I can protect the wagon.
Okay. All right. So I've got one hireling there. I'm gonna move this other one because there's 3, right, Brian, or not?
I named the guy that has the first level fighter, Joe, and the 2
Nice.
porters are Goner and Grum.
Nice. Okay.
Oh no! Hopefully that name isn't actually accurate.
All right. So Goner and Grum, and if you want to place them just where they're at, I'll use these. We'll just use these generic tokens for them because I don't have any.
No, they're good. They're perfectly good tokens and way better than mine.
Then put me shotgun.
I totally don't have control of them though.
Oh, yeah. Let me give you.
One of them could fit here. The other 2 could fit in the back.
There we go. All right. You should be able to now control the hirelings. At least just Brian can. So you could stick them where you want them. But we'll kind of, as you're doing that and getting everyone in the right position, I think we've got a mobile unit. So and again, this is an ox, so I'll replace that with an ox if there's a Roll 20 ox somewhere.
There will probably be a cow at least.
Yeah. We'll see if I can find something.
Cow.png.
But all right, so you guys tell me about timing. So you didn't hire anybody necessarily beyond to drive you or anything like that. So you basically can set your own schedule as far as when you wanted to leave, time of day, that sort of thing. And so you tell me what it is that what time of day you would have left, and we'll kind of pick it up from there. I'll put you on the road.
Does anybody have a problem with breaking? Sorry.
To make the most of the day.
Yeah, I think we should break at dawn.
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
Like 7 o'clock. Get up at 6, something like that.
All right. So I think I've got this damn ox. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put the ox in there.
Hell
Do
fucking
it,
yeah.
Jamie. Do it.
Hell
there
yeah.
You go.
All right.
Low poly ox. It's great.
Smaller ox.
There are double oxes as well, not just one.
Oh shit!
He's fattening by the meat.
Oh, look at that.
Hell yeah.
Oxen. Two oxen.
God, the horse one is so much better.
All right.
That hasn't been updated since Roll20 was made.
I know. It's like the original. It's like the cartoonish look to it. Even I like it. All right. Well, so you guys start at daybreak. You head out. It is midsummer, right? So the festival just sort of ended in Ravens Bluff. Various partying is still going on even as you leave the city, but most of it, the peak of it, you were there for, and you have all your arranged travel and livestock and carriage ready to go. You get yourselves on the road pretty early. You start down the road northward towards Tantris. As you're doing so, you go about 3/4 of a mile to a mile, you believe, until you come across a small encampment. In the encampment, it looks like there's about a dozen or so tents. It looks like a little makeshift city where they've got, several different families even living in some of these tents. They've got horses and livestock around their camp. And, as you guys are passing by, it just looks like several people are there doing daily chores, daily tasks. A human male, stands sort of towards the front of the camp and makes eye contact with you, Vitali, as you're coming by. And he says, "Heading north, are we?"
Just before I answer that, could I roll wisdom to see if they're a nomadic tribe?
Sure.
Yeah, just because in my backstory, I have familiarity with such customs. Wow.
Yeah, I would say that you know very well once you see them that they appear to be several of them at least appear to resemble nomadic tribe behavior and setup. Others look as if they're just hangers-on that are maybe here temporarily for their own different reasons, but certainly you suspect that the majority are nomadic.
With that, I give a hand sign of the Bedine tribes of up north, which are also a nomadic people, and I say, well, hopefully with good time. We're heading to Dragon Falls.
I must warn you, friend. There's been some rumors of some gnolls up in the hills. I haven't personally seen them, but at least 2 parties that came in traveling to the Midsummer Festival had wounds from their encounters. So I don't know if they're still about, but I would keep your wits about you.
That is why I'm scouting in front, but thank you for the information. I
Or
will keep watch of it.
Go back.
So by
back to town.
this time, like the ox cart would be catching up, to where Vitali's at. You guys would see the same thing, and you would see the same gentleman, speaking with Vitali as you pull up, and he would nod
There may
at you.
be gnolls up ahead.
Yep. So you're all aware, and then if any of you have anything else you want to interact with this this man,
I'll give him a gold piece. Oh, well, thank you for the information, sir. Here's a token of my esteem. Do you have any other information about the road ahead?
he sort of perks up at the sight of the shiny gold. He's kind of standing, very attentively now, looking at you and on the cart. And he says, you could pretty much almost bet that there will be some bandits on the other side of the mountains if you're heading towards Procampur. I wouldn't, if I were you, traverse that with a wagon.
Yeah.
And he's kind of looking around at all of you, just like kind of sizing you up for a second. And he says, stick together. I don't think the gnolls will be able to, interrupt your travel if you guys are close to one another. They typically are cowardly and like to attack smaller numbers.
Oh, well, thank you for that information. Was there any a head count on the gnolls at all? Does anybody know their numbers?
I heard not any specific about the numbers, but several were seen together. So more than a handful, I would think, are somewhere in front of you, if they are still lurking.
Oh, that's quite a few. Yeah, maybe we'll be able to take a few of them with us. We must be off then.
Anyone else have anything to ask or?
Mostly just give my thanks at this stage. We've been a fairly decent help.
Well, safe travels to you, and thanks for the gold, dear.
I smile.
All right, so you guys continue down the road, and at this point, you'd barely been down the road before you ran into that encampment. You're basically now going to be hitting the road for a longer way. We're going to see... all right. So if I could have Vitali roll a percentile for me.
Oh, a D100, sure.
Yep.
52.
All right. So, Vitali, so during the first several hours of the trip, you basically don't see too many people coming in your direction. After a while, though, you do start to pass some people who have stopped. Looks like, small groups of travelers who are just taking short breaks. But even over the course of like 4 or 5 hours, you're only seeing 3 or 4 people. And then it reaches a point where when you get to Tantris and the road that leads to Tantris, you start to see a lot more activity on the road up ahead, where most of the people appear to be heading west towards Tantris. Very few people heading in the direction that you'll be heading, which is southeast from Tantris. And so you guys find yourself then at that point on the road from Tantris to Dragon Falls. And let's have Bart roll another percentile, please.
Hello, Bart.
Alright. Get the dice.
Around 50 is always good.
All right.
30.
30. All right.
Okay.
All right. So you guys,
Nice.
go ahead.
Nope, I still have the fancy looking ones on my screen, at least the 3D dice. But...
Oh yeah, you have to. If you have 3D dice enabled on your side, they'll only disappear when you click. If you have to.
Yep. Okay. Yep. I got that. There you go. Perfect.
But I do like the 3D dice. So, all right. So yeah, over the course of this next, several miles as you're traveling, it is getting dark quickly. It starts to get to basically dusk by the end of this section. Again, you see some travelers heading towards you, but not very many. As you get a little further away, it's just similar to the route that you were on. It doesn't seem that busy on the roadway, and you guys would reach a point where it would be dusk by the end of your trip. One of the groups that passes by you does tell you that they saw the gnolls, because I assume you would be asking that if you had an opportunity, but one of the groups would actually kind of be proactive to warn you about the fact that they saw the gnolls. So you would get some confirmation that they still are about, and you don't think that they're, from what they're saying, it's closer to the Earthfast Mountains than where you're at. So it's not like in the next
It's
couple
getting
months.
near dusk, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, I'm guessing that we've gotten torches.
Yep, everyone should have them.
I pull on my reins a bit to sort of go back to the wagon, and I just sort of say, "Gnolls seem to be up ahead. I would recommend, if you could, just lighting up your torches because they do not like numbers. Gnolls frighten at numbers, so it might be a good way to. I mean, it exposes where we are, but that might be a good thing in this situation."
Maybe just camping would be better.
Yeah, I mean, you will.
I think we're fairly close to Dragon's Reach, but
Yeah, you
it
would.
really depends how everybody's feeling.
We have some lightning pebbles. Light pebbles.
I heard it was a
Light
day and a half.
Powered pebbles.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Rodolfo. I heard it was a day and a half to Dragon's Falls. Was that correct?
Yeah.
So we're overnighting?
I heard it was only a day if we make good time, but it really depends on if these gnolls might slow us down. So, what do you think, Jamie? How long do you think it would take?
Well, I mean, you'll have to roll another percentile to cover the next section of trail, and then you'll be getting into nighttime on those rolls. So you'll have basically, like, if we're talking hours, you've got probably about 5 hours still to travel to reach.
How about we just cover a little more land for a few hours and then see how we feel? So how about we do one more roll?
What's the consensus? What's the vote? Vitaly wants to proceed. Lee wants to make camp. What do the others think?
I guess would Bart know if it's getting dangerous to drive the oxen in the road during this time of day, if it's getting dark enough where we might encounter problems with them following the path?
I mean, they'll slow as the travel goes on, but they just keep pulling you because it's relatively flat. So, as long as you guys give them adequate breaks here and there, they don't seem to mind pushing forward. They're not exhausted by any means.
We could use the stones of light spell on them.
Yeah,
I mean, if we agree to spend a nice day resting up in Dragon Falls, perhaps we could push on for the night. Otherwise, I'd say I'd probably be getting tired and
push now and rest on Dragon.
Yeah, I think we can push on for one more.
All right, so we'll have Ronnie roll the next one.
We'll get our lights out. I don't know if Brian, if the torchbearers might get their torches out and help keep light, or
I don't think they come with torches.
We'll get in trouble.
But we have those light boxes, and I mean, we can fire a torch if we want.
Yeah, let me see.
Which one, Jamie?
I'm gonna see if we can get.
They might,
81.
Let's
see.
They might get grumpy at us if we were trying to keep them up late in the night. They might be trying to nap in the cart too. I'm not sure.
Damn this.
81. Let's see.
Trying to give you guys light. I'm gonna put us on a night version of the same map. So just give me a second to get your vision right. And
see.
So, whatever it matters about how fast the ox moves, whenever they're hitched to a wagon, their movement rate is automatically reduced to half. And that's page 125 of the DMG.
This part. Okay.
So I'll try to find out how fast they really move, but I don't know. I think we decided that we'll be there in the morning. We just have to overnight. Was that the final answer?
We'll overnight. It's more that we're gonna get there late, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just trying to get to Dragon Falls, yeah, it's gonna take you. It's gonna be the middle of the night when you get there. It's dusk now, and it's 5 more hours, and it'll be pretty much middle of the night.
Yeah, it'll either be 11 to like 2 a.m. or something.
Can everybody see on the current map?
Yeah, it's...
Anyone that can't see at all? I know it should have a little bit of hidden area just from the darkness or whatever, but you should all be able to see a little bit.
I can still see quite a bit, but...
Yeah, you have night
then
vision.
Again, I have infravision. So...
Right, that's why.
You are ahead.
And Ronnie does too, so he can see quite a bit as well. Okay.
Yeah, 120 feet of it is it? Yeah.
Cool. All right.
But yeah.
So I think Ronnie, you rolled an 81. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys, continue down the road. You get to like a small creek in the road. When Vitali, you hear some noise off in the forest up the hill in front of you, sort of in this direction where I'm pinging. It sounds like some heavy movement. It's not just in your mind a branch or a deer. It's something more significant that catches your attention.
Yeah. I guess I focus my attention to it. What would I?
So do a wisdom check. We'll do wisdom -2.
Okay.
And see what you get.
5.
Very
right.
good.
All right. So you see a humanoid figure that looks like it is sort of ducking down, trying to stay out of your sight, but you're able to see it. It even though it's humanoid, you get the distinct impression that it has ears on it, which starts to make your hair tingle a little bit. And so I'll let you actually all, if you would, roll initiative.
Yeah.
You'll get to act first, Vitali, before the rest of the group here, because you're in front and you saw it first. But you'll roll initiative anyway because you'll get your turn in the normal round as well.
I forget where I roll initiative, but...
Let me put the turn order up there, so I have to add you all to the turn order. Oh, someone has to roll. What we do here is we roll group initiative.
We roll group initiative, yeah.
So someone can just hit the button or roll a d10.
Shit.
I think that's pretty good.
Rodolfo. That's the way to show them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't think he's in the turn order. That one.
So,
Who am I missing? I've got Bart, Vitaly, Ronnie. I don't have Lee. She's in there now. And I've got your level 0 or level 1 fighter. What's his name again?
Joe.
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 Okay, Joe.
yeah, so I'm gonna should I get off my horse? No, probably not. I'm gonna spot this guy and I'm just gonna turn to him, light up a torch, and go directly towards him with him. Wait, no, I'm not gonna turn on the torch. He can see me, so I don't need to turn on the torch. I'm gonna get my halberd out and I'm just gonna ride directly towards him to see if I can spook him.
All right. So
Could I
go ahead.
Could I roll what would I roll?
Well, you can move in. Basically, you don't have to roll for movement. You can just do your movement, and since you're on horseback...
No. What I'm saying is I'm not sure if I want to attack or just try and scare them off.
Right, but you still need to move in the direction, right? And then when you get up, and then you want to get like in a certain distance of them to try to scare them.
Yeah, I'll probably forget what my movement is. I think I have 40 feet of movement. So more on a draft horse. I've got like 60.
Yeah, on the draft horse you can cover a lot more.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I'm within distance.
You're definitely in distance. What I'll say is do a charisma check on top of your movement. So move yourself first, and then do a charisma check.
Move myself. Yep. Yeah, I'll do that. I can't move the horse, unfortunately. I know. Charisma. Not terrible.
All right.
All
right. So yep. So you get yourself. You're staying on the horse, I guess. Right.
Yes, absolutely. It gives me, the advantage.
Let's see. Determined by. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. You're still on horseback. I think the token permissions need to be redone, but regardless, as you get up the hill on horseback, you look down. You see a couple of dead trees, a couple of dead logs behind this group of trees here, and when you look down, you see 2 gnolls that are huddled down behind some of the deadfall. They look like they're trying to blend in, but they're doing a horrible job of it. And so as you get closer, one of them sees that you see him, and he turns and starts to try to run across, in this direction. The other one doesn't necessarily know that you see him, and he thinks he's still hidden. So I'm going to drop a couple of tokens on the map for these guys.
I think what I'd do is I think I'd say something to them, because I don't necessarily need to kill them or anything. So I'd probably just say "flee, child," in a loud voice.
Like in Common?
Yeah, they probably understand Common better than Elvish.
Okay. So, all right.
Flee, child.
Yeah, so this one that saw you is kind of really speeding up as you do that. The other one does seem that at that point to realize that you're there, and he stands up and he swings it looks like he's swinging some long pole arm at your horse.
Yeah.
All right. So his attack, I'll just roll this out loud. It's a lot more fun.
He'll probably hit the horse, but I hope not. I put a deposit down is all,
Yeah. All right. So yeah, he does strike the horse. So the horse kind of rears back as it's struck on its side by this pole arm that he is carrying, and he is gonna suffer 4 damage from the attack.
Okay.
The horse I'll take care of the horse's hit points, but you suspect that that's a significant blow to to the horse, to the animal. So you would at least sense that.
Yeah.
And he is like I said, kind of reared back. And as that happens, you will need to make a strength check to stay on the horseback.
Yeah, I imagine so. Any pluses or minuses or just raw?
Just a regular roll.
Wow.
All right, you were able to hold on to the horse and stay on it, even though he's kind of bucking a little bit backward to get away.
Whoa.
And that brings up then the rest of the guys here. So I'll let me sort the turn order. But you guys in the cart would have heard the commotion. You would have heard Vitali's voice screaming loudly at them to run away, and you would have heard, I think, the squeal of the horse even as you got a little closer. I'll move the whole wagon a little bit closer here. So
Probably
you guys,
where I was now.
right? They're kind of like coming up over the crest of this hill, and that's when they caught wind of all of that. So if you guys can update your turn order speed, or based on what your action's going to be, if you're attacking or if you're doing something else, just add that in, and then I'll resort the turn order. And lowest goes first, so we'll just if Vitali, it'll go back to you unless you're attacking.
Yeah, I probably will attack, but I'll need to depart from my horse first.
Okay. So you're going to dismount the horse during this turn. So let's do a dex check to see how gracefully you're able to dismount during the turn.
Just fucking fall on my ass. I have terrible dex, but
Could happen.
oh
No,
not bad.
no, you were able to set yourself down without injury.
Wow, the dice have treated me well this
You're like spot on with most of yours, yeah. So you are able to get to the ground. That's just movement but with the fact that you're trying to get off the horse safely, it basically takes up your turn, but you'll be able to attack on your next turn.
That's fine.
Joe would be up next. Is Joe inclined to do anything here, Brian?
I don't see anything.
Oh, are you guys not seeing anything? Am I sitting here talking to a blank screen again?
I mean, I see what I see, but I don't see any things. I don't see
hear
a monster.
something.
I don't see creatures. There's nothing to see here.
You've only heard something, not seen it yet.
Right, that's true. Her vision is very limited, and your hireling is a human, so his vision would be similarly limited. So you guys would, at this point, I think, probably, continue to ride forward to see what the hell's going on, because you don't know yet what's going on, is what it sounds like. So
Lee,
go ahead.
But careful.
Donner, and Grum are all firing up torches, though.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If we think that there's something going on.
Yeah, let me put torch on.
But to be honest with you, DM Jamie, once it got dark and there was 5 hours left, I have enough torches to run 2 per hour for the torchbearers to get us to Dragon's Falls. Okay. So they would already have had torches on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm adding them to their tokens, so they should be set. All right. Then that would mean that Bart would be up next. Might be muted.
Bart, get too close to look to Vitali.
Yeah, he's muted, or he was.
Yo. You're muted. You muted yourself.
He's got it.
I was muted and I clicked too many things. Sorry.
It's all right.
The dog's getting excited here, so I turned that off. But can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Bart, go ahead. Bart was just getting his footman's mace out that he procured in Raven's Bluff, and kind of relying on the light stone that Bayesian had acquired a fine box for to carry with.
Yep.
And just kind of looking around. If there's nothing to strike immediately, he's just trying to continue to drive the oxen along the road and keep control of the cart.
Makes sense. Yeah, you guys are hearing the noise from up in this direction. Only really, I think Ronnie has any ability to see that far right now, but wanted to give everyone a chance to prepare.
To guide Bart.
So
I'll tell Bart to go ahead on the road a little bit more, and I'll tell you when to stop.
Yep, I'm just maybe getting my shield out and trying to hold my shield and the
Shoot in for vision, Ronnie.
I'll tell Bart to stop here when we got here.
Okay, so we'll bring you up there.
We'll see if the oxen listen when I pull on the reins. Right?
Right is right or our left.
Yeah, this is about as close as you could get to it, right?
Vitali is on our.
Vitali's right there. Yeah, he's right there. So he's just out of the edge, I believe, of your vision. But you might make a silhouette out, obviously, and then you'd have an idea that there's something there. You just don't know exactly what yet. But
I can see you guys.
This guy, Jamie. May I shoot him?
You can. Yeah, Ronnie, you're up. Yeah, so you can act, Ronnie. Yep.
Yeah. It's an arrow.
Ooh.
Not now.
Not great. Let's see. I'm
playing the wrong edition to hit with AC of 15. So.
A fucking an arrow whistle by my fucking face.
Yeah. Basically, you see some arrow just coming from over your shoulder, maybe even sticking in like some of the deadfall in front of you. Like that was damn close, and it was probably damn close to your horse too. Amongst all the other kind of chaos in there, yeah, you were fortunate to miss.
When you connect again, please let me know.
If what? I'm sorry.
I got an idea. When I can act again, please let me know.
Yeah. So it's the end of your guys' turn. The Knoll's turn is up. So hold on, I'm gonna do this one. So this Knoll sees Vitali jump off of his horse and swings at Vitali. Go down to this. Here we go.
That's obviously. I'm the one who's right in front of him.
He whiffs on the swing. Kind of tries to put a whole lot of energy on the swing and chop straight down through you. You're easily able to sidestep and avoid it, but you felt a little bit of the breeze of his heavy weapon as it swung by you. So that brings up then new initiative.
Guy is fairly strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So who wants to
roll? This guy seems fairly strong. I'll roll it if nobody else wants to.
Come on.
Go for
it. Bang. 2.
All right. Cool. You guys are rolling. You're damn rolling good. All right. So you can do. Go ahead and do your turn order. Change yourself to what you're doing.
I'm going to attack, obviously.
Yeah, hang on one sec. Let's see. 2d6. All right, so what's your weapon speed for your halberd? Or is it a halberd?
Yeah. Yes, I can't remember. Let me check.
Okay. And what's Joe's weapon
9.
again? Okay.
I don't know. He's a first level fighter, so he probably has at least something decent.
I mean,
like a regular sword or whatever.
Yeah, I'm good with like a long sword. What do you want? What do you think is
long sword, shield, chain.
cool? Yeah, that works. Yeah. Okay,
You
so
want me to roll for his hit points? What is it? A 10-sided dice?
sure. I'll let you
9
roll.
hit points.
I'll let you roll twice and take the better of the two if you want. Just
Crit
because.
touch, come on.
Go ahead. You see if you can get a 10 after that. If not, take your 9. Yeah, you did. See,
Fuck
there you go.
yeah. Good for you. Holy shit.
Does this mean we all die now because you've done all of the good rolling that's going to happen ever on roll 20 for the whole night?
We may have exhausted it all just here for the for the really important part. So
My to hit isn't trash. I'll get through this probably. Or I might die. Who knows?
you never know. All right, let me resort the turn order if everybody's up to date.
I'll probably survive this was the last word of a lot of people.
If you roll like this in a craps table, you'll be rich, man.
Joe and Lee are first. You guys can kind of act together here since you're really one entity as it is. So.
All right. Well, I just assume that the oxens aren't going to stop, so I don't see any reason to
Make a have Lee do a wisdom check, please.
and get off when I could keep going. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
If you want to abandon me,
then,
you're free to, but...
Oh, I'd love to, Luke. Trust me.
All right. So yeah. So what does Lee want to do?
I'm going to stay on the wagon with my torch. And what's out there, Ronnie? What's going on? I know you shot at something.
Two gnolls are hounding our friend, Vitali.
I sure hope they don't come from the other direction, too. Then we'd be caught in the middle.
I'll mark them. I'll try to mark them for you.
Okay. So how are you gonna mark them?
I will light an arrow on fire. There is a torch.
There
and
is.
I have oil.
Okay.
So I will dip my arrow in oil. A good dip. And I will shoot this guy again.
Awesome. Go for it. Ugh. I'll remind you, you do have 4 astonishing fortune.
You haven't used it
You
yet.
haven't used any yet?
I will use it.
Wow.
We'll use you.
Adam was right. We think we
many?
spent all the good rolls.
It's all whiffed now.
Yeah, it's literally all downhill here.
Time to spend all of the astonishing fortune.
There you go. We saved it for this, right? It's
Yeah.
It started.
There it was.
Yeah,
that was a hell of a roll.
Yeah.
Was that a 20? Oh shit. Right. So
Double
yeah,
damage, I think.
that will be. You can roll on the crit macro to see what happens. And oh, it was a 19. Was it?
19.
Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, it would have been green.
You're not a fighter.
I was just getting excited. So you do nail it though, and
Just to use the tables.
you like everyone else on the cart, like Bart and Lee, you would have seen the arrow zip through the air. You would have seen this streak of light zip through the air, and you would have heard a shriek that sounds like it's from a beast and not a man, as it strikes Shrew on the shoulder of the gnoll and begins to burn part of the gnoll's clothing. Oh, and it is basically got the gnoll's upper half right now has been ignited with some of this remnant oil and this fire, and its clothing now is alight right in front of Vitali, who's standing there staring at this now
My God, what the fuck is
firing
happening?
knoll.
Jesus.
So good
I'm
shot.
a wizard.
Cool. Bart, you are up next. You now have some confirmation as far as what, and I'm gonna I'll reveal this area a little bit now because we've got a knoll on fire, so you guys should be able to see a little more up there.
So Bart's trying to not drop his mace that he's gotten out just in case he needs to confront something, and the shield to defend himself from any incoming weapons while he's trying to manage the range at the same time. And I think his initial reaction is just to hitcha and trying to make sure the oxen don't stop and keep them running
moving
forward.
Yeah.
And maybe even try and coax them into going faster.
All right. So let's do I guess we'll do wisdom check for this. I mean, you don't really have any riding skills or anything, so there'll be a minus on it. We'll do a -3 for this check, and you still nailed it. So you're able to, keep them moving. So they'll move a little further down the road here, and what they were interested in, in it for a moment, but you've got them focused on moving down the road further. So. All right. Anything else as you're riding forward?
I think no. Nope. He's not concerned with any ranged combat. He's just looking in his
to get to the town.
And, yeah, let's get out of here.
I am employed to protect you. This is literally my job.
All right. So
this is literally what you're paying me for.
And it's literally your turn. So you can go. You can go now.
Yep. Well, an attack with the halberd is the plan. Just a side sweeping attack. Let's see. Come on. Oh, AC of 4. That work?
AC of 4 is definitely gonna work. Yep.
Nice.
Yep, that's a hit.
Rolling damage. Let's see.
4 damage?
Let me no. I'm just checking to see if it already accounts for my damage adjustment. It doesn't. I'll have to factor that in. I have a +1.
Oh yeah, you're for your strength. Okay.
Yep. 6 damage.
And this is the one that's lit on fire that you're hitting.
On fire.
So
yes.
he is he falls over. Tell us about the final hit here for this knoll, who's fiery knoll.
I see that he's on fire, and just in case, because my halberd has a wooden haft, I cleave his side, and I just hear cracking of bone and spine. Like I crack his fucking spine with this cleave. And for a second, I'm almost taken out of the experience because it's what the fuck just happened? This happened in the last 15 seconds is just a blur of violence.
Yeah, everything happened pretty quickly. I'm gonna put this in here. So
now that I've noticed that, and stuff like that, I need to get my horse in gear. So I'm gonna cast a Cure Light Wounds on my horse.
Okay, you'll have to wait for next turn to cast, but you definitely drop this one. And as you do that, you hear some more motion from the direction where the one ran away, and you look up and you see actually 2 of them running at you. So one is turning away and running, 2 are coming at you all of a sudden. And let's see, it's this one.
The whole thing is though I figured that could I roll an etiquette? I know that I'm using etiquette like a general charisma ability, but could I use something like that to use the fact that I just cleaved their friend in half who was set on fire to try and spook them off?
Yeah, I mean you can certainly try. I think that would add some gravity to
Right.
your statement. So
Ye-
go for
So,
it. If you want to do like
so like,
charisma -3, and we'll see if you are able to affect
could
them.
it be -2 since I actually butchered one of their friends,
Right.
or
Yeah.
is it just?
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm
Yeah,
looking
I
at their
figured it.
morale. Okay.
Let's see.
And I'll make a
What,
morale check for them.
Charisma -2. Submit. Ah,
All right. And yeah, so they don't seem that affected. They're not even going to make a morale check. It's probably beyond the point that they're listening, and they're probably just infuriated at this point that their ambush has gone awry. So these two are charging towards you. One of them gets up right next to you here, and he takes a swing with his polearm, and he misses you pretty badly. The second one runs past you, and he goes actually towards your horse and tries to bring down your horse with a chop.
did they?
And he misses terribly again. So just a bunch of fanning going on in the bushes right now. As far as you're concerned, they are missing wildly, but their numbers increased, so at least you do see that. I'll cross this other one off.
That is a threat.
He's
Hey,
done.
Dan, Jamie.
Barn side.
Yep. Go ahead, Brian.
I'm just curious about this light stone.
Okay.
Does it have the light of a hooded lantern or a torch, or what is it? Because there's a
Torch. It's a torch light. It's like equivalent to a torch
15
light.
feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the dark.
No, you're not. You should be able
Well,
to see what you can see right now on the screen because there's a fire lit in the woods that's lighting beyond your normal torch vision. So you should be able to see.
Hell no, I can't have a fire in the woods. I gotta go put that out. So I'm
There's
gonna grab my
definitely a
torch and
fire in
hop
the woods.
out.
Okay. All right. Go for it. It is your turn.
I
So
scream, keep the wagon going.
Where are you going?
all right, do a dex check since the wagon is ripping through the hills here.
Sure.
Let's see if you can dismount gracefully.
Of course not.
No, unfortunately.
Yeah, look at that. That's faceplant material, man.
So that's
headlong.
Keep the wagon going, and you trip over and do a cartwheel and fall over.
I couldn't even see where I was going. I just took one step out of the back, tripped, and fell headlong for damage.
Yep, and you took a point of damage from stumbling out of the back because these ox are starting to accelerate, and perhaps that threw you off. That probably happened as you were trying to get off the thing, and it changed your timing. So Joe is also under your control if you'd like to do anything with him.
It might be worth him protecting the
Joe,
wagon just in case.
Might make a morale check here real quick and see if he'll jump off too, since his meal ticket just jumped off and fell.
That's true.
I think that I do the morale checks though. Wait, here's a reaction adjustment. I think there's one in here somewhere though. Oh, these character sheets, man. I would never be able to find it. A morale check is basically the same as Anyway, how about if I roll over a 10 on a 20-sided dice, he jumps? Less than a 10, he doesn't.
I mean, it's not like you're ordering him to take damage necessarily.
I didn't say him to do anything other than stay there.
Yeah, so.
And keep the cart going. So no, that's fine. He can keep riding.
Okay. All right. So he's riding. Ronnie.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Want to set more things on fire? I'm actually worried about this fire spreading.
Oh, this is.
It's 1 in 4. 1 in 4. The next one will be a hit.
Let's
hope. Be crit.
Let's hope. Bart is up then after that.
I mean, with the fire starting, Bard might be a little bit distracted, looking to see if he sees any visions or visages of something coming up in the smoke. Or
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting.
so he might be a little bit distracted from egging the oxen on. He's still kind of half-heartedly doing it, but looking back at the fire and the smoke and the swirling mist, perhaps.
Sure, why not? I think let's do a percentile roll for this.
All right. Let's see. Every time I do this, I have to learn how to roll the dice again. Oh, the turn order is in the way. Okay, I can move it. That's fine. There it goes.
Oh, is that what it is? I got that too low. Okay.
16.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, actually, you're staring towards this fire, kind of almost going into this trance-like state. As you're doing that, you hear in your mind, you hear something moving behind you, and it gives you enough concern to turn and look. And as you do, you turn and look in this direction that you're heading, and you see a couple of more figures standing ahead of you. And I'll put them on the map here.
Uh-oh.
And it's almost as if something drew your attention to them other than your own senses. But you definitely see at least 3 more gnolls up in front of you on the trail here. So that all...
go
ahead.
I think he'll when he sees that, he'll call out immediately, vocally, and kind of warn everyone in the cart, ahead to our right.
Perfect. All right. So Vitali is back up. Go for it.
I can't just run away from this, I don't think. Just because my horse is injured, so if it gets another attack whilst I'm on it, it might down it. So I'm going to try and protect my horse, and I'm going to strike this one to my left.
Okay. AC 5.
Let's see if I can beat it. Oh, so close.
Very close.
I might want to use a fortune for that, just because I am the only one engaged with them right now.
Yeah, and we're probably down to the last 10 minutes of the session, so...
Yep. Could somebody mark it down whilst I roll to hit? Just because I can't remember who's used what.
Yeah, I think Ronnie's got it.
Thank you. Come on. Fuck.
Oh, so unfortunately this thing has got you rattled.
I'm gonna use my movement to back away, if that's okay.
See, we've got 3 fortunes left, don't we?
2 more.
No, 2.
Just 2? Okay.
2 more.
I'm gonna use my movement to back away slightly, if that's okay.
You can absolutely do that. You can absolutely move half your movement.
I'm gonna do it so that my blade point is hovering over my horse, though.
Okay. Yeah, because you have some reach with it. Your horse, I am going to put your horse in the turn order now and have it act.
Is it will flee naturally?
Exactly.
You know, it's not a war horse. It's not going to stick there till it dies.
No. And it's not like it's a horse you've had for any significant time that would be bonded to you.
No, it doesn't have that much loyalty.
So let's do, well, first, it's the gnolls' turn. So you've got gnolls coming out in front first. I'm going to add these guys. All right, so 13. So this gnoll comes out ahead of the oxes, and he attempts to strike down on the brace that connects the oxes to the cart, and he's attempting to sever them from your cart with his swing. He is successful in smashing it. So what happens is you've got. I'll just pull the ox off the cart. So the oxes basically continue to run. They get separated from the cart because he swings down on it and breaks this front portion. The cart itself continues to move forward and actually rolls onto the knoll because he wasn't thinking ahead of the fact that the cart would continue its momentum, and the knoll suffers some damage. So he kind of gets knocked backward, and he's laying in a on his back. So let me mark him over. There we go. All right, so yeah, he got slammed, but at the same time, he did separate the ox from the cart. They are kind of just continuing to run forward, and the next knoll is coming out in front of the cart as well, and he's trying to dodge the cart, and as he tries to jump over it, I'm gonna have him just do a dex check to see if he's even able to. And he is not able to. So he gets also clipped by the cart. This knoll, again, wasn't dexterous enough to avoid the collision with the cart. And the third knoll is going to kind of come out, I think, at this point, seeing that the others have been whacked, and he is going to come in this direction and go for Joe. So Joe is AC 5 or 6? You said chain? Okay, chain.
Yeah, we agreed to chain and a shield.
Yeah. Let me move this damn turn order. It's getting in my way too. All right.
I don't know how you do it.
All right. So he does hit him, and he is gonna roll damage. Let's see. It's 2d4. Okay. All right, and that's a total of 3 damage. I guess he's going to get hit in the leg. You know, I guess I'm imagining he's sitting up a little high. Even though these knolls are 7.5 feet tall, the wagon still sits up a little bit higher. And so I would think that they've caught Joe in the leg with their polearm attack. And that brings up the knolls on the top here. One of these is going for Vitali, and the other one is going for Vitali's horse. So, Vitali, you're missed. Your horse is missed. Barely. Okay, so 2 misses. A lot of misses in this turn. All right, next is group initiative. Let's do a new initiative for this next turn.
Second arrow.
Oh, yeah, Ronnie, go for it. That's right. It's every other turn. Go for it.
Yeah.
And who are you aiming at? Now that the scene has changed considerably.
Yeah. This guy. Yeah, he seems the most dangerous.
I'll take care of your 6 first, you know.
Okay. There it is.
Yeah. I told you.
Shooting down on him.
Four damage.
4 damage. All right, perfect. All right, so you strike him, yeah, pretty easily with that. You just turn and shoot as he's coming running forward, and he struck Joe as well. And then immediately after he struck Joe, he catches an arrow in his shoulder. Let's say, so that would bring up initiative. So who wants to roll our last initiative of the evening?
It's your time, Bart.
Bart.
My turn? Oh, Jesus. All right, here it goes.
You can do this.
Initiative.
You can do this. Oh, right.
Yay!
There you go.
Good. I was correct.
So
Fantastic. Yeah.
go ahead and adjust yourselves for that. I'm gonna roll.
Here we go.
Do theirs as well, and so they are going. All right. All right. If everybody
might have
is good, then I'll resort it. And
Just mine is a
Pretty good.
little.
Just because I have terrible decks might mean that I might have to use my scimitar more just so that I'm not the last every time.
I think Lee's up first.
Yeah.
I'm out of position there. I'm 4.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Lee.
well,
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where my crazy movement is on this sheet after all this time. So,
I mean,
what is my encumbrance? It's in trackers where the movement is, right? Yeah, here it is. So,
it's based
looks
on
like
your
I can
strength.
move it 6,
Okay.
which is 30 feet.
Why are you encumbered?
I got 90 pounds of stuff.
Did you not use the bag of holding? Or
The bag of holding is 15 pounds, DM Jamie.
yeah, it weighs 15 pounds. But
Yeah.
everything else that you're not using, that's fine. I don't really need to debate it. So, all right. So you move 6.
I mean, I probably ain't. I'm not carrying my tent on me right now and some other things, but it's just a game. 6. 6 is 30 feet.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
All right.
you're within range.
You're probably in
Start
range
moving
of the
over
other
this
one
way.
too. You would have seen this. You would have heard Joe get struck also. So just so you know everything that's going on that's here. I think you can still see Joe. But
I think Joe's taking precedence over the tree being burnt. All right, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna cast a spell instead.
oh, awesome.
And you hear those nasty words that I say that make a sailor blush first, and then I'll go ahead and enter my spell. I think it's 4.
Oh, okay. So I'll move you
Yeah,
back.
it is 4, so I'll be at 5.
All right. What about Joe?
Joe's gonna strike back with his sword.
What's his sword speed? Do you know? Does anyone know the?
I think I got the PHP still open.
Let's see. If you got it,
Weapon speed.
let me know his long sword speed, and we'll put him in the right sequence. But I'm sure he'll be after Ronnie, because I'm sure it's more than a 3. So Ronnie, I'll let you act since I know you're a 4 for sure. What would you like to do?
I have a little surprise for these guys here. I'll throw a quick fire vial at them. I'm aiming to hit both of them.
I see. Okay. So is it an area of effect type of thing where it just needs to be near them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I think they are close enough. It's a 10-foot radius.
All right. Cool. So that's 6. I'll move. Okay.
Sorry, I rolled wrong. I rolled the damage. I must roll to hit. Sorry.
That's fine.
Fine.
AC 8.
Okay.
I think it's enough to hit the ground
Yeah.
where they are.
Anything, yeah, basically AC 10 or less gets you in the range you needed, so
Yeah.
go for it.
It will 2d6 in the first round and 1d6 in the second, and if they are still on the oil, I just put on the chat.
Got it. Do you want to re-roll the damage, or do you want to take the 7?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll take the 7 if you.
I mean, you got a 2 and a 6, or 2 and a 5, so there is You got a 7 out of 12, so there's a chance you could get a better outcome.
I am a gambler. I'll
Okay.
try again.
See, I knew it. I knew you were a gambler, Ronnie.
Yeah, you knew it. Yeah,
Ronnie's
I
always
know.
gambling.
Yeah.
That's why I was talking about or his math. Oh, 7 damage.
It's the same thing, same damage. So you didn't lose
Like,
anything.
it's the same in a crap table. Craps table today.
Yeah, most common roll. So,
Yeah, most cool.
Yes.
32%.
all right, you struck him. You struck them both with some splash damage from the flaming oil, and they are now each of them dealing with some flames and oil. I'll mark them as well that they have that going on. All right.
Character has stopped.
All right. Anything else?
The cart is stopped.
Yeah, it is coming to a stop. It is coming to a stop especially because it struck the gnolls who slowed it down for the most part. So they're turning into speed bumps for your cart. Your cart is slowed down considerably.
I can do an attack and a move, right?
Sure, you can. Well, in the case of being on the cart and getting off the cart, it's your movement to get off the cart. So,
Yeah.
with the movement, with it stopped,
stumble.
you could come off the cart in the direction of whichever side of the cart you want.
Neither side. I want to go down under the cart. I want to tumble using the rail around the cart through the side of the cart. I don't know the word for it, and hanging myself and getting under the cart.
Okay, it's cool. Let's do a tumble. Let's see how. I forgot you have that too. And then
there
it is.
Big.
So yeah, so you're kind of like hanging onto the side. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that, and through under the cart.
Awesome. All right. So Ronnie's set. I'll move you down just a little, just to kind of show that you're there, halfway, and that brings up Lee. Oops.
Yeah, so I'll drop my torch. And I'm going to turn and I'm going to try to attempt to cast a spell in the direction of this knoll here. But I'm casting it about 40 feet away from him. Oh, God, why did that do that? In this direction. To see if I can catch the oxen with an entangle.
Okay.
I'm going to say this one
in
using the English language once because I usually use Druidic so that you guys understand what she's really saying. I pull out of my hair, I pull my greater mistletoe and I hold it out in front of me in my right hand. And I scream, roots, grasses, weeds, brambles. Heed my call for aid. Tangle them. And I'm going to catch the front knoll, and hopefully I get those oxens too. It's a 40-foot cube.
Okay. All right.
Very nice.
So 40 feet starting from this guy here.
Nice.
Okay. I got it.
Quick thinking.
And everybody needs to make a save if they want to move. If they make a save, they get to move 10 feet around until they're out of the area.
So is it 40 by 40? And
it's a 40-foot cube, 40 by 40.
And do you have any control over that, or does it just do? I mean, is it? I guess not. I guess it's just has to be a 40 by 40. Okay.
I'm able to cause the plants in the area of effect to entangle creatures within the area.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's going to be a little bigger than this.
I mean, honestly, I would much rather grab the oxen than that
something like
knoll. But I
you can do both.
Do them.
Yeah. All right, so we're getting close. I think this is a little long, but I got it generally close to what you're trying to do. Okay, So, did they make a save? What's the how does the spell read for?
It's a save to be able to move 10 feet around inside the entangle until you're out, or you don't move at all.
Okay, cool. All right, the oxen.
Oh, here, I'll put it into chat.
Oh,
There's my
perfect.
character sheet.
Perfect. Thank you.
I think I can do that. Roll spell effects. There you go.
Yep.
All right,
There's that
cool.
spell.
Cool. So, the oxen first will attempt to save. They need to roll a better than a 16, and they do not. So they are entangled.
Nice.
Both the oxen are entangled. I'll mark them as entangled. And for the other, let's see, where is this? That one. All right. And for the gnoll, he's going to try to save. He does save, so he could continue to move only 10 feet per round, but it's not his turn. But as far as you know, he's in the spell area, so well done. Well done. Anything else for Lee? She can also still move half her movement if she wants.
Yeah, I'd like to retrieve my torch from the ground if it's still lit.
Sure. Yep.
Even if it's not, I'm going to retrieve it from the ground because I can go run over here and get it lit from one of the...
I mean, it's lit because I believe that Lee is like a torch expert at this point, and I'm sure she can have a torch that will stay lit even when on the ground because she's always handling torches. So I'd say you're good.
It's nice to be an expert at something at this game without having to have one of those crazy proficiencies.
She's almost a professional torch bearer.
Right. Now, as
24 copper pieces a day.
as that happens, the Vitali's horse comes bolting out of the woods, and is actually heading in this direction. Hold on, this way. So you guys,
This is honestly a good thing for me
you see the horse heading in that
because it was
direction.
in the firing line.
Yeah, it's probably better for its long-term status that it got away. So it is now kind of heading in this direction up the back in the direction that you all came. So that brings up Joe.
Oh, Joe's going to attack.
Joe's got two fiery gnolls in front of him. One of them just stood up and he's got caught on fire. Go for it.
That's even better. I'll stand up and I'll know right where to hit him. Oh, yeah, perfect placement.
Oh, nice.
And this is that crazy, they're large creatures yet? No,
they're large.
Right?
No, they're large. They're 7.5. They're 7.
So longsword's a 12, I think.
Yep.
Damn, that's awesome.
This. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I've been rolling this. I've been rolling this small.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Do we got a fortune left?
Yes.
We have 2 left.
All right, well, I'll fortune that.
Go for it.
Come on, it's a D12.
Gold roll.
Which nice, that was worth it. Which one were you going for?
The one that chopped me in the leg.
Okay. So tell us about how Joe finishes off his first foe with this short or long sword. Excuse me.
After they chopped my leg, I just kind of slumped forward. Joe did, and somehow his sword was. As the gnoll was moving forward and all of a sudden on flame, he let his guard down and the sword just caught him like right in the neck and he just started bleeding all over the place. It was like an act of complete dumb luck, but you know, the dice goddesses favored him this time. The gods of war are on our side.
For once.
Well worth 25 gold pieces or whatever I'm paying him. 30.
Yeah,
I wish I had Joe
that
from
is
day
helpful.
one.
All right,
We must
Bart
be
is up.
careful. Imora says, "The dice give it, the dice taketh away."
They are, yeah,
Can
they're fickle.
so Bart has his footman's mace up for a while. Can he actually reach the knoll in front of him? Let's see this guy.
Yeah, you could reach him
Yeah.
with a long, the reach of a footman's mace. Absolutely.
Sure. So he's just gonna try and stop his progression out of the entanglement. Let's see. Perhaps not, though.
No, he is unfortunately AC 5.
Yeah.
I mean,
So he twirls his mace around and maybe clips some brambles and leaves that are in the way
See,
of the knoll in front of him.
this is what happens in a party with no fighters.
yeah, it's true story. But we do have a ranger, or no, I'm sorry, not a ranger. We have a rogue. But it's Vitali's turn now, so go for it.
The war cleric. Well, not the war. The guardian cleric. Yeah. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna back away after this, but I'm gonna make an attack on this knoll here.
Okay.
Let's see. Ooh, nice.
Yep, that is a hit.
And I roll large damage, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Lovely.
It's always more fun
Damage
to roll.
1. Let's see.
The bigger the die, the harder they fall. Oh, all right. So tell us about what does Vitali do to this poor thing? Was it this one?
Vitali.
Was it this one?
Yeah,
yeah. Okay,
it's
yeah,
the one
that's
at the
right.
left.
Okay.
I think he just sort of does it cold because he did theatric. He just actually wants to be done with this, so he just steps forward and he sort of he hooks his leg with the axe blade, pulls it short, so he falls down, and then bang, just hits him with the spike straight in the head.
Yeah, and it just looks like this oversized hyena just twitching on the ground for just a split second before it just lays lifeless, and you pull your halberd from its body. But I mean, the strike itself actually causes a morale check for the other one.
Nice. Can I roll charisma to see if I can help boost it?
I love that idea. Yeah, let's see. See if you're able to add some.
Any modifiers or?
Nope, you can just roll a flat charisma. Okay.
Ah.
It's alright. It doesn't detract from his fact that he still has to make his check. Okay, he does. So he's staying steady, and he is now up and stepping forward to swing at you and avenge his brother. He killed his brother, damn you.
Every person wants a fucking piece of me today. What the fuck?
He does not strike you, though, however, with his polearm. That's the good thing, is you're getting missed a lot, but you are drawing a lot of attention, I could say. All right.
You see, this is the thing. I am not a fighter, but I do get big damage numbers.
Yeah. The other one that's in front that was just swung at by Bart, he is going to attempt to get out of this and swing back at Bart. So he takes like a step forward. He realizes how difficult it is to move, and then he just reaches forward and swings back at Bart, trying to return fire at him. And he gets... Oh, God, a miss. Pretty bad miss. I'm going to say in this case, too, that as he's swinging at you, you kind of move your leg, and he sticks his pole arm almost in the cart, so it's kind of like sticking in the side of the cart, and he has to pull it off the side of the cart. The other one that is still alive steps forward as well, and he's swinging at Joe, who Joe just took down his brother, because they're all brothers. They're all, Knowles are brothers. And he strikes Joe. Okay. Joe. Let's see, buddy. 7 damage to Joe.
Joe is at 0 hit points.
All right. Joe falls forward. Let's say forward. As he catches this halberd and slumps forward off of the front of the wagon.
Oh no.
Joe the fighter, you will be missed.
That is it for the Knolls, and we'll just keep the same initiative for this turn. Ronnie, you want to go?
I want to go.
Want to fucking fight?
Let's see. These ones is still standing.
Yeah.
And these ones is still standing, right?
Yep.
Okay. I will attack this one with my crowbar.
Okay. Are you throwing it, or what are you doing?
No, melee.
Running up. Okay, gotcha. That's a hit.
55.
That is a hit. That's kind of gruesome to get hit with a crowbar. I love it.
Yeah.
It's an awesome weapon. Damn.
6 damage.
Okay. All right. He is hurting badly. He has very little left at this point. As you could tell that your crowbar ripped a pretty good chunk of him out. He was already injured from previously, and now he looks damn well on death's door. Anything else for Ronnie? You could still move, or anything else you wanted to do?
I'll move. I will cross under the cart and move here. I can't see to. I can move the oh, okay, and now I can. Here.
Okay, perfect. Well done, crowbar strike, and that brings up Lee, our entangler.
So Lee, I guess, would notice the horse trying to get away.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely.
So I'll cast Speak with Animals.
Very nice.
Excellent.
So I'm going to turn, and I'm going to say, "Hey ya," and it's just verbal and schematic, and then I start moving towards it. Say, "Please don't run off. We need you. You have to be brave for us. We're all in this together. I'm here for you, and you stay here for me."
That's awesome. All right. So, does it give anything in the description? Do you have anything in there that tells me? Sweet.
Ooh.
All right.
It's a two-way convo.
Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. So I think basically your let's see. As long as they have a intelligence score of 1 or higher. Yep. Yeah. So I think that basically your charisma also serves as a modifier here, modified by the caster's charisma. So yeah, so I guess you would make a charisma check on top of this, right? It's the way I read it, to see to get its reaction.
I got a reaction adjustment of +6.
Yeah.
What? I don't know what that means, but there's that, and here's a charisma roll.
Okay. So the horse basically at that point, responds to you, to say, in return to you, "I'm badly hurt," and it slows down, knowing that you said that, you questioned its loyalty, but it does slow down and responds to you that it is badly hurt.
So I'll take care of you. Just wait for me. I'm slow. I'm little. I'm not big like you. And I'm gonna try to heal it whenever we get back to this.
Keep them away from me. Keep them away from me.
I will. There won't. I'll die before they touch you again.
All right, the horse will pull up and let you treat her then, subsequent to this, and I won't do anything there with her. Joe is deceased. Bart is up.
Bart steps up and waves his censure around and casts Hold Person towards the two gnolls in front of him.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
I believe with two of them, they get a saving throw at a -1. If only two persons are being enspelled, each rolls a saving throw with a -1.
Gotcha. So do a D4 roll to see if your spell will affect both or just one, and then it'll get them both, and then they get a minus. Okay. All right. So they're gonna be. Where am I at here? It's. Okay. All right. They failed.
So he might say something like, wait patiently for us to slay you.
Oh.
His name, yeah.
All right, so that's
God, you're getting your sadistic
one of them can
streak,
move.
Jesus.
Yeah, one of them. So this one passed. The other one failed. I'm gonna put the one in front of you as the one that failed. Do that. So he's held. This other one didn't appear to be affected by the command. He continues to kind of look aggressively towards you. But that was well done. That was awesome. Vitali is up.
Well, there's only one left, and seeing how I dealt with the other two, I mean, I'm not going to presume anything. I could roll like shit, but, you know, I'll give it a go. Roll to hit. Could, unless anybody else wants to use the fortune.
There's one left.
Mm.
Everyone good with spending it?
Go for it.
Yeah, please, actually, just, don't make me waste this.
Oh no! Was it a fumble? No,
Okay.
God, it wasn't a fumble. But damn. All right.
Having seen that, I'm going to take a defensive retreat, probably towards my horse, seeing as it's calmed down.
Okay.
Also, to defend the position of Lay in case any more gnolls come from the forest.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, you can move yourself. Still move probably all the way.
Then
you can make it all the way to where Lee and the horse are.
Yeah, I'll take a defensive position here, and if I've got time, I'll use my Cure Wounds because I've got my Lay on Hands for healing any party member.
Perfect. So first up is the we'll go with the one that is under the hold spell, and it just is standing there as if being the most compliant little gnome that it can be to Bart's command, and just looking around as if this is normal, right? I should just stand here and wait for them to slay me.
This is completely normal.
The other one though, that didn't react to this, is turned towards you and incensed by the attempt and swings in your direction with his polearm. And that is a hit. And you take...
Thank you, Bart.
7 damage.
I take it like a champ out of my 30 hit points.
I know, you're actually... you're very sturdy now compared to before. So you get struck, but yeah, like you said, I mean, you're in a much more capable position now than you've ever been. So
30 fucking hit points. Jesus.
this other
I'd say
one,
that
go ahead.
I'd say that I scowled at him, but I probably have a stupid mask over my face, considering my faith. But
He hears you scowling in human. Or in common, I meant. All right, so this other Knoll is running, following in Vitali's direction. He comes out into the opening here, and he sees what he believes to be maybe an easier target than Vitali in Lee, and
That's a girl.
he's gonna step forward towards the human and
That's
take a
probably
swing.
wrong.
They could be wrong. And they missed terribly, trying to hit poor
Motherfuckers
Lee.
can't hit anything.
So yeah, I know they are rolling awful. This is probably the worst streak that I've been on, but it's good for y'all.
Absolutely.
All right, Ronnie's up. We'll do one more turn here, guys, and see if we can't close it up.
Yeah, it's because it's 5:30 in the morning right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will whistle to this guy.
Ah.
Shoot him. Very, very. Wait for the end of the round.
It's fine. I'll still get up at like 11 o'clock just because of Pavlovian response.
You'll get one more shot at the end of the turn, right, Ronnie? So
Yeah.
Okay. So
Right.
next is Lee.
Well, I have no choice but to turn and fight. Let's see what my club-like weapon is. It's a 4, so I don't think I'm changing any of the little speed things here. Oh no, I am. I'm 1 less, so I'm actually a 5 if it matters.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, I turn and I say, I speak a nasty word that in the language that no one understands. That, but you know that I'm saying you just made a big mistake. And I will roll to hit.
Please
I'm
do.
switching into my sword shield method thing. Or what is it? It's stick and shield.
Nice getting into the groove.
There you go. That's the one there.
Oh.
And I swing my torch as hard as I can, and it doesn't connect with anything solid.
Unfortunately. Bart, you're up.
Bart, he turns with his mace in hand and tries to hit this guy.
That is a hit.
And that's damage for large.
Yes.
It's mace. Small, medium. I think it's only a D6. So a couple points.
Yeah, his wires.
Really? Footman's Mace only does D6?
It actually goes down. It does D6 plus 1 on small, medium, and
Horseman's
just a
Mace.
D6 on...
Okay.
For footmen's anyways, yeah.
Gotcha. All right. He is still in big time trouble, so he was the one that was already down to from the hit that Ronnie made. So he actually
fire, wasn't he?
Yeah, I forgot to re-roll that, but he's gonna be dead on your strike. So this one here adds to the pile. And that brings us all the way back to Vitali.
Yeah. I'll roll my attack because I reserve any mockery for after I've succeeded. And let's see. Fuck me.
No, it's a 1.
I'm gonna just take the defensive position And I'll just move a touch up there just to be able to block off it getting any closer to the horse.
Roll.
My body is a shield, so to speak.
Go to the macro tab or the collection tab and click on weapon fumble roll at the bottom. We'll see what happens.
Where is this?
This is gonna be hilarious.
It's the one to the left of settings.
The left of settings.
Settings is in the
It's like
upper
a
right.
little hamburger thing.
I'm struggling. I'm sorry. Trying to fucking. It's not on my character sheet.
No. On the chat window, like the main window on the upper right, you've got the gear, and then you got a collection, and then at the bottom of collection.
Weapon fumble roll.
Yeah. You got it. All right. So there you go. It's just fallen over, and you can see sort of what happens here is that you'll be a little bit easier to hit next turn. But that's it. So that brings up our last one here. So he is gonna swing. Actually, I'm gonna have him make a quick morale check first. Let's see what he.
I think it'll be pretty well on my side. It'll be pretty good because I just fucking fumbled my weapon.
Yeah, he did not fail his morale check, but he failed to strike you. Wait, your AC is what?
My AC is 4 normally.
Okay. And now
it will be 5.
Yeah, 5. So he missed you. All right. That is
Forget how high an AC of fucking 4 is.
Ronnie, you get your second attack.
Right now. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
It was not a crit, not a crit. 3
damage. Okay. You struck him. You get to go again, so you might as well go ahead and attack again. See if you
because I'm the second round.
Yeah.
The round.
Oh man. Now you're heating up.
In your face.
Literally put this arrow through his face.
Good.
Oh, and 4 damage. All right, so he is hurting pretty badly. He's got an arrow sticking out of his face, an arrow sticking out of his side, and Lee is up.
He's got your
another round.
Yeah, we're into the final strikes here. So he's hanging on by a thread. So
if we fucking hit
spin that I had and it failed, I kind of do a twirl, like I spin around, and I come back again with another hit. Except I'm trying to aim a little bit lower this time. Not that they're 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the club is not, or the torch is not working. It missed him. Anything else that Lee wants to do? She can still move or anything?
I'm gonna die before it gets at that horse.
Okay, gotcha. Bart, anything?
Is there anything besides a 1 I need to roll to hit a held creature in front of me?
No, I'd say you can.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as you don't roll a 1, you should.
So Bard might just walk up and.
Now that you've said that, you're gonna roll a 1.
Yeah, he's very full of himself and just tells this gnoll as he swings at it that Lyra's calling it back to the mists.
And you look at you. Look at you.
Just above a
look
1.
at you.
Well done.
I mean, I'm gonna say that you tried to slice its throat. You tried to slice its throat, but its skin is so thick that it just took a lot more. But finally, you were able to get this thing sent back to the mist.
That was Lyra knocking you down a peg.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to maybe go pray a bit more and find some humbleness that I've been lacking. Yes.
Like Lyra's like I'm not gonna let you die, but you're being a bit of a dick about this.
Indeed.
We are much more humble, you know. All right, so Vitali's up. You can.
Yep, let's do this. Come on, please.
Please finish
I
him.
need to go to sleep.
I
Actually.
know. It would only be fitting. It would only be fitting if you got the final shot then. And you got a 20. Wait a second. You just got a 20.
Oh.
That's a crit. Go ahead and roll just for the fuck of it.
Motherfucking yeah.
Didn't he fumble?
He fumbled
the
and then.
round?
Oh yeah. What are you swinging?
Because you've never let me pick up an attack.
Well, what are you using?
What are you saying?
What are you using, Vitali, for your weapons?
My halberd.
But you dropped it, right?
I dropped it. I picked it up and then.
Well, yeah. You could use instead. You could use your scimitar.
That would work.
That way you don't have to.
That as well?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I would have just said instead of worrying about the halberd, you probably would have gone for the quicker strike.
Yeah, that's fine. I would have just drawn it.
And it's gonna be anyway. Go roll just for the hell of it on the same tab where you rolled the fumble. Roll a crit hit just so we see.
Roll.
Oh right,
Grievous head wound.
Grievous head wound.
So I mean, you can add anything you want, any flavor you want to that, Vitali. Finish this up, buddy. I
just fucking like, I slice into his temple, and it looks like the gap in a CD player. And the only thing that he says is just, I told you to run, and you went against it. This was your own decision.
And with that, the last of the gnolls falls to the ground with a grievous head wound. Gentlemen, thank you all very much. We will.
Thanks, DM Jamie. Thanks, everybody.
I will post some of the information online, but thanks everybody for making the time. Have a good couple of weeks. We'll see you down the road.
All right,
it's been great.
All right, guys.
Peace.
Take care.